because I'm looking forward to this, no end.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This one's going to be
excitement.
This one's going to be a tasty one. So, welcome, folks, to BSTV. This is the TCR Challenge Cup, season 19. We're in the final week. This is the season finale here for an endurance race at Bathurst. 80 minutes of ridiculousness.
What's that stuff falling out the sky, Pete?
I believe they call it rain. Now, I've never seen rain at Bathurst before. I said this to you just before the broadcast launched. I don't think I've ever witnessed any kind of rain on this track ever. I don't know whether you have.
No.
Right. Well,
but I'm not driven in the rain here either.
No. I didn't the other night. I was in the practice session that. I think Carl pays for wobbly claims. Nobody's really sure what's going on there. Yeah, it was dry. I didn't enjoy Forest Elbow at all. We are here, folks, for the last race of the season, but it's not just that. I see it as a sad time, and I'm in conflict with Alan on this. This is Alan's final official broadcast with us. He's more than welcome to join any future broadcast for the rest of eternity, because his contribution to BSTV has been nothing short of miraculous and legendary. So I'm sure you'll all join me in thanking Alan for his many, many years of contribution to BSTV. He was paid in whiskey, and he will continue to be so until he starts rejecting it at his front door. So thank you, Alan. Right at the start of this broadcast, thank you for your massive contribution to this league, this community. I can only see numbers dipping after you leave.
Give over. You're filling me up again. How am I supposed to talk?
You can just sit in silence.
In my throat. It's like a tower block.
Oh, sorry,
It
mate.
is.
Sim Racer 24/7 says Mr. Tim will be greatly missed. Yeah, I can't argue with that whatsoever. That's the RD Simsport team shouting out. They've been here for a season and a bit, and they already respect you for the fantastic contribution you give to us. Right, so yes, folks, it is raining here. I'm not lying. I've never seen it rain at Bathurst. It's hard enough in the dry. So whatever they're doing, they need to do it quickly. There's 34 racers signed in. Practice lasts a little bit longer for these sessions. We've got another 20 minutes to go. And then we go into a 15-minute qualifying session, and then straight into an 80-minute endurance race. They are on 38% fuel, I think it is. And we're expecting a couple of stops along the route. You can see the rooster tails kicking up. The rain was scheduled to stop shortly, Alan. It's going to stop in 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe.
Right.
So that times perfectly with qualifying, but it does mean they'll be on a drying track for qualifying.
Yes. Interesting. And to be honest, the drying track I find really quite fun to drive.
Yeah.
With this amount of traffic, we're going to have a drying line fairly rapidly.
Well, it looks like it's almost drying coming out of that penultimate corner there already.
It's lying. Not when you can see his drops falling out the sky.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And look at the size of them. They're huge.
I'm sure there's a Father Ted moment in that somewhere. But yeah, it's let's change what we're doing here. Oh, you don't.
They look like they're going to dint your bonnet. Honestly, the size of these raindrops. You can come in. It's like, do you know when you get those mega hailstorms and those cars in a mess? They look like that.
Like someone chucking a bucket.
They look like they're made of lead. They've got so much substance and weight as they fall out the sky. Thunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. I bet it's noisy in that car.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at the standings, because there's a lot going on, actually. This is last two seasons, Alan. I think we've been robbed of a season finale like we expected to get, don't you think?
Well, yes, but we're always set up for such a massive denouement, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. So hard to live up to, and we've had incidents. We're certainly set up for. In a spectacular way tonight.
Yeah, let's have a look at them then. Let's start with the pro standings, and obviously this is the top of the overall as well. So Miguel Freitas, previous champion of this series, is currently top of the table. But he's not that far ahead. He's only, what is that? 70 points? 50. Pete can't count anymore. 74
74
points. Yeah. 74 points ahead. Now, the winner gets 250 points for this race. So, as we calculated, between our two brains, Alan, well, it was more my one, and you confirmed it. If Miguel finishes outside the top 10 and James or Greg finish on the top spot, this could change remarkably. So, I think we're going to see a Miguel driving safe.
Well, it's very exciting, and the rain has just added a whole new complexity to that situation.
Yes.
Because finishing now is absolutely crucial. You've got to be able to finish.
Well, if you were Miguel, you'd probably want to be on pole, right? You want to get away and get down the road and disappear and not be part of anybody else's arguments.
Yes, but we've seen that Greg has been out qualifying Miguel.
Yeah.
In recent weeks now, it's very, very hard to know what they're thinking.
Look at Alex.
And I've never been in the situation.
You can't see what I'm seeing.
That.
Yeah, nobody can see what I'm seeing. Alex Savlano-Ledo saved the car.
Miguel came back to race this season with the specific aim of getting one of your pieces of wood.
He did. He
came in wanting to win that piece of wood. Yeah. So he's motivated, and we can only hope that he can carry through, because he's led the race here and is in the lead. But the competition has been so fierce, so intense. There's no way of calling it. You can't call it. You look at the top 10 people going down, and any one of those would have been a worthy winner and champion, wouldn't they? So
yeah, without a doubt. And it's I've placed an order for team trophies. So team trophies are going to be on offer for this season.
Great! Yeah, that's great. No, I think that's a great idea, Pete. I do think that's brilliant.
Yeah, it was inspired by James Holman from RD Simsport asking, "Are we going to have a team trophy?" And I thought, well, why not? You know, I mean, these guys put a lot of time and effort into all these paints and organising their own teams and things like that. Why not reward the teams a little bit more than we already do?
Yes,
it's been bragging rights up to now, but it's you know, it's more of my wood, Alan. You know.
Yes, well, a little brick of recognition goes a long way, Pete.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a nod to that. Yeah.
In my long iRacing career, I've assembled 4 trophies. And they're few, but my word, they're very precious because of that.
Yeah.
And I look at them with great pleasure and sheer disbelief very often.
Right, okay. No, that's great.
So, you know, any kind of a trophy has lots of meaning, and it's long-term meaning as well, because I've got one from 2019 that I still kiss every morning.
Right, okay. Well, you've got... Even if you had one, you'd have one more than me. Well, that's not true. I've got the ones that I bought. It's the only way I'm getting a trophy, buy my own. So yeah, Alberto Sigolini there in 4th place. He's not out of it either. Daniel Mills, that's too big a jump, that one. Daniel Mills could finish if he turns up, but I don't think... Oh, he is. He's here. He's in 5th in the qualifying.
Great. Well, Dan's been he's been a fantastic driver. Well, they all have, haven't they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've had such a fantastic season, so many great performances by all these drivers. It's been a real treat, Pete.
Honestly, it's been a feast of fantastic performances from so many places. I mean, we'll see it in the driver of the meeting standings in a minute. Right, let's have a look at Pro-Am then. We've talked about the pros. Let's have a look at Pro-Am. So, Chris Young, he's not out of the woods either, so he's 140 points ahead of Rene Earhart, you know, call it roughly. Rene was leading this at the start of the season. Chris Young has made his way to the top. Again, RD Simsport breeds some fast drivers, don't they, Alan? They've come in big numbers with lots of talent.
They're performing in every department, aren't they, of the league? They've got drivers in all departments of the league, and no matter where they end up, they drive well and they're performing well.
Yeah,
and,
totally.
Making a mark for themselves and their team. Yeah, good on them. Chris has been great, hasn't he? He's pushed up with his weight a lot.
Yeah,
but so has Rene as well. Rene's been outstanding as well.
Yeah,
Pete's really come into it in later weeks, and Tony's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? Goodness.
Yeah, and PVG on the
we've
chat.
just been treated. There've been so many great drives. Cole has been my captain, fantastic, and it's just been some great racing for those guys as well. They've all said how much they've had great racing.
Yeah, yeah. And PVG says on the chat that he needs to finish in front of Tony Walker tonight. There is not much in that. There's only 24 points. Yeah, that's nothing to stay on a podium position.
Very exciting. It's exciting, Pete.
Yeah,
it is.
And Alex says Greg is 2 seconds faster than anyone else on his outlap. That's a good one. I like that. Right, let's have a look into the window of the AM standings. So Rob Sutherland, whilst we were discussing whether he should move up earlier in the season, I think that the right decision was made. He's not blisteringly higher than Daniel Lewis there. He will move up in the next season if RD Simsport turn up in good numbers again. But yeah, he's not out of the woods for winning this one yet. He's got to turn up and put in a decent session. Daniel Lewis, is he in the session yet? I don't think he's shown up so far this evening. So maybe that is secure for Rob. And then Silas has had a great second season with us, hasn't he, Alan? I mean, to be third in there, that's great.
Yes, because they're fiendish racers. They all race hard. Rob's been outstanding again. Yeah. He's done brilliant, but I think he's been pushed. He's been pushed along. Daniel's really pushed him here, and so Silas has been. Well, I think he's just doing great. We don't. He was new last season, and now it feels like he's been here with us forever.
Yeah, and I've just found Daniel Lewis in the standings, and he is literally right behind Rob Sutherland in the practice session in terms of time. So that one's going to go the distance, actually. And yeah, Chris Dixon's had a great season. Very, very solid. He's had such good safety in his races. It's absolutely amazing. Excuse me. Right, let's have a look at team standings. Because this one, I think, is secure, Alan. I think RD Simsport will be crowned on the basis that Wobbly no longer drives for Impulse. So that's a two-man team fighting against a three-man team, and ADX JCB may well overhaul Impulse Racing if they come in big numbers to the front of this field tonight. So yeah, that one I think is sorted. It'd take a miracle for RD Simsport not to walk away with this one. And like I say, I've invested in a trophy. So 3 seasons worth of trophies have been purchased. That's this season, next season, and the season after. And we'll see how far into that we get.
Yeah, well, Impulse have performed very honourably and done a damn fine job.
Yeah.
When you look at the names in RD, it's hard to deny them their top spot. They've just have been outstanding. ADX have done very well as well, but 3 drives yet again against for most of the season 2. So well done to Impulse, but well done to this because you don't get a seat on that podium without having to work for it.
No, definitely not. Right, let's have a look at driver of the meeting. One of the most coveted prizes in the whole of iRacing. Look at this again. RD Simsport locking out the top 4 positions, Alan. James Holman, Greg Daffron, the Frenchman, Rob Sutherland and Chris Young all sharing 3 points each.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
From 3 different teams.
You couldn't write that.
No, really not. I mean, Miguel, if he, has a solid, careful, calm result tonight and wins it, I suppose he could top the table. Sam Blees, is he with us tonight? He's not shown up the last couple of nights.
Sam's there. Yeah, he's in Discord thingy.
Is he? Oh yeah, he is there. Sorry, he's in 25th at the minute in practice. It's been wet though, so everything's upside down. Wobbly, no chance. I'll make sure he doesn't win this. And then a whole string of drivers again, like we always seem to get, with 1 point each all the way down. Some great performances this season, really good.
Yes,
solid, clean.
A bit of recognition for one-off performances that people have really had an outstanding drive. And, there's been so many.
Yeah, honestly, there has.
I mean, look at you only get one. We get one choice each, so it's they're not easy points to come by. And to have 3, you've got to have done something really outstanding, I think.
I think so as well. It's an all-round performance, isn't it? We don't take one individual race each week into account. We take the race weekend, as it were. So then we go on to the Safe Driver Award. Your Safe Driver Awards, Alan. This title will not change. And Rene Earhart is at the top of this one. Again, he's managing to maintain this in the face of some real stiff opposition. Look at that. Greg Daffron, James Holman, right behind him. Good grief. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, these are all front runners in their particular leagues, and there they are. They all know where the white line is, can drive inside it, while still being incredibly quick.
I know. And then you've got in 4th and 5th place there, David Ayres and Deck Crowther, AM-class drivers, and still safe, if you know what I mean. It's not like we're distinguishing Pro-Am and Pro-Am based on safety. They're all safe.
Well, Rene's
always
at the top.
through the lead.
He's not the Formula One driver.
No, yeah.
Rene's there, and he's leading the way. It's all about I guess technique and patience, and I don't know what it is that keeps people inside the white line and still successful, because I've never had it.
Nor have I. So I can only sit open mouthed and open mouth breathing when I see people like staying with zero incidents on any race.
If I get out the pits at a race evening, they put the flags out for me, Pete. Honest to God. I get a black flag nearly every time just getting out the pits. It's just the way of my life.
Well, if that works, it works. Right, let's have a look at what's going on in this practice session, and keep your comments on the chat coming through. Tommy Patel says, let's go RD Simsport for a trophy there. I think they're going to get a lot of trophies tonight, Tommy. Let's face it. You need to be racing. There's more joining all the time. James Holman's just joined the session. Andy Littler's just joined the session. And not that long ago was Paul Hurley, I think. Andy Littler's in the session. Andy Littler's in the session, yeah. He was having trouble. He's just built a new PC, apparently. And we all know how easy that is to make a new PC work. It's just
building the PC is the easy part, isn't it?
Well, switching it on is the hard
building
part.
It's like getting it to talk to everything and do all that other stuff. That's the hard bit, isn't it? Goodness.
It is. He's no dummy though, is he? So
he's a lot better at it than me. That's for sure.
Right. Other drivers that we've not seen for a little while. Matthias Pentila has returned to us for RD Simsport 4 tonight. They didn't have enough teams. They're going to run out of the Roman alphabet soon.
No, it's nice. They've probably turned up because of this really easy circuit.
Well, yeah, why not? Surprised Tyler hasn't turned up. He's still got an open invitation to race any race he likes. He loves this place. I'm amazed he's not in here. Gustav Dinnis says, ban Tommy from this chat. I can only assume that's another RD Simsport driver. Right, let's have a little look down at what we've got going on here. Daniel Mills is in 5th at the moment. Pete Newman's done all right there in 4th. He's not on track at the moment.
So a good time already.
Yeah, got his piece said so far.
Well, the rain stopped, Pete.
Oh, yeah, and the sun's out. Right, okay, this is different now. And there's no rooster tails anymore, and it looks like it's dried up really fast.
There is the occasional one, so I can imagine there's a couple of damp spots lingering.
I just saw it, coming out of that corner.
So that tends to be what happens. You get the occasional slippery spot still.
Right,
hanging on,
there as well. Let's just zoom in on the back of that car. Just one sec.
There you see it there.
Wrong one. Am I going to see anything here?
It's when it gets like this, it gets sporadic and it can really catch you out because you can't tell. You start to depend on it.
Oh, there on the right hand side.
It's going to be dry,
and
then it catches you out because it isn't.
I wonder if shadow has an effect on the dry line.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Where the sun isn't, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, right, okay. So we've got... It's still drying then, definitely.
Yes, it's
Just
still
check
drying.
the weather again, just to be sure.
If I was me, though, I wouldn't be going out on wet tyres.
None of them have been, even when it was really wet. They've all been on dry tyres, and I think they all will be now. I mean, we found this out early on, didn't we, really?
Yes.
That there is no... Yeah, everybody on dries, right, okay, so we can get rid of that graphic and keep everything nice and clean on the start.
Look, you see, he's got a lot of rooster tail going through there, so there's a bit of water sitting there still. Yeah. It's just invisible, and you don't know if you're gonna find it or not until you hit it. So
yeah, and I need to remember that.
But these guys are handling all this pretty well. It seems to me. I haven't heard squealing brakes and rendering sounds of metal at all.
No, and the gap at the very, very top between Greg and Miguel is a whopping 0.03 of a second. So, you know, there's hours in that, isn't there?
0.0. That doesn't sound like very many to me.
It's not very many ones of a bit of a second, no.
I'm drinking my whiskey.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
This is the end of the bottle.
Oh, is it? Oh, well. Yeah, I'd keep an eye on someone trying to shove a bottle through your letterbox on Friday, because it's already been sorted. Right.
You're a naughty man.
I am very naughty. Stephen Walker just made his way up the standings. He won this race last season, imperiously actually, by a massive margin. So I wonder if he'll be a fly in the ointment for Miguel, or anybody else for that matter.
If he was in the Honda...
Oh, if he was in the Honda, and he was last season, he'd stand a really good chance. By his own admission this season, he's not as quick in the Veloster, is he?
No, he's not. He's not had the same communion of mind with it.
No, and it is his baby. It's the same with Wobbly. He's also in the Veloster and would probably prefer to be in the Honda. He was confident that he'd have some speed tonight, but he's no faster really than Stephen. They've done roughly the same time. They're 10 and 11 in the standings at the minute.
Yes, yes.
So we'll have to see what happens with dry weather, like dry track, I should say. So we've got 36 cars in the session.
I do hope the session doesn't change back to a wet one when we're popping in and out. These things to have a life of their own.
Yeah, well, it is dynamic weather. It can change. The percentages for the full session at 9% or whatever it was as we came into it. And it'll change dynamically as we go. So we'll have to see what happens. Jamie Wilson, I just saw his car in the pits there. He's put times in already. He's on a bit of a recovery from other things. That car's popped up. No, it's not. It's Wobbly's car that's popped up on the jacks. Probably the fastest driver that we've had not to win the championship, Wobbly. Or it was before this season, because there's some rapid drivers here. Constantino Marino being one of them. Yet to move his way up a bit further, Alan. Let's talk about trophies.
Oh.
Yeah, so let's swing this one on you. So we're going for the blurry trophy at the back of that picture, folks. It's roughly 10.5 feet tall. It takes several blokes to, deliver it to a house.
Is that the one that's got all those stamps on it, Pete?
It is, yes. Yeah, that's the one. So you've got the V8 trophies on the left-hand side, the TCR trophies on the right-hand side, and more of the right-hand side ones have been secured for future. As we go checkered and go into qualifying, so there's no need for us to rush into that because the first few laps don't tell us very much. Let's talk about commentating. So I've had some offers to try, as best they can. I mean, your shoes are very, very large to fill, really, aren't they? So it's looking like a combination of Mr. Jay Corley and Mr. Roger Morton for next season. Either or, and I suppose. For those two individuals, I think they both make fantastic orators to try and chase you down in terms of reputation, Alan.
Yes, no, absolutely. I'm truly happy that people have come forward because we need to have somebody in there with Pete. And I've come to the end of my time, so we need somebody else to come and sit here and do this and keep our friend company. And yeah, both of those people, I think, will do an excellent job. They're both very knowledgeable, and yeah, they know, and they're better racers than I'll ever be. So you'll probably get a different and far better insight into the racer's mind from them, I would suggest.
Well, I'm going to say
And
that's
yes, I'm going to
impossible.
look forward to. I'm going to look forward to watching and listening to them.
And if you obviously I've said this already, if you wish to drop in even for 30 seconds each and every broadcast, you'd be more than welcome. It's a lifetime invitation. Right, let's have a look and see what's going on. There's some cars going slower around the track on this outlap than others. I don't know whether that's by design.
Well, they've got to find those wet bits.
Yeah.
They're canny, aren't they? They know they're there. So, and I suspect they think after a couple of laps, they might well have done them in.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to get a nice warm tyres and a surface that's the same throughout the lap and not turning into sudden ice. Because when you get into one of those damp patches, the invisible damp patches, they're always in a bad place.
Yes. Yeah, they're always, positioned in such a way to try and catch you out the most. As I think that was Stefan. Yeah, Stefan. No, Silas, sorry. How many times do I have to get that the wrong way around? Getting out of the way of David Johansen.
It's not really your fault, you know. I mean, if they will come out just as twins, what can you expect?
Yeah, totally right. Oh, Roger Morton says he would have attempted tonight. However, the hotel Wi-Fi isn't the best. Has he been kicked out and he's got to live in a hotel room?
Oh, I don't know. I hope not.
If he's facing the wrong way, or was?
I think it's unlikely because I would have heard about it if that was the case.
Yeah. And Jen Chiller, welcome Jen, is shouting for Cutting Corny again, as always. They have such a heavy following. Dietmar's out on track here in this Elantra for Cutting Corny, and we have where's he gone? Where's Renee? There's Renee. They always turn up in week in, week out.
Yeah, support their team.
Absolutely. And their team deserves the support. When you look at Renee's performance in that Safe Driver Award, you know, people should be aspiring to drive just like Renee because he's fast. He's up at the top spot of, or second spot rather, of Pro-Am, which is no mean feat, and he's done it clean.
Yes.
You know, doff your hat to that, folks.
Driving, it's immaculate. Yeah. So, yes, quite remarkable, and well done to him.
Yeah.
Let's hope he's just, oh, hello, gone for a quick excursion there.
Yeah.
That's not going to help your time.
No, it's not.
Muddy in the old treads doesn't help. Have we got treads, Pete?
Yeah. Roger says, only for the night. She said I can come back tomorrow. Oh, dear, that's funny. Well, hope everybody on the chat is enjoying what they're watching. We've got the most viewers at the minute than we've had all season, Alan. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm not surprised. It's truly, I mean, honestly, this is exciting. We're at one of the best circuits in the world. We've got these massive grids of super talented people.
Yep.
It's not something you can get to see every day, the last race of the season. Still so close.
I know.
Still people in contention.
It's because people
it's just fantastic.
They enjoy racing with one another. It's a completely different thing to a lot of other leagues, and especially officials. I mean, this is about a community racing together, and you know, it's a rapport that they generate. And there's fall-ins out, isn't there? And there's the odd spat, but it's about how they talk through that, you know, and assess it. As Greg Daffron, the Frenchman, who's not French, Greg Daffron, he did top the Simon Towers, but his teammate in RDE Simsport 4, Matthias Pentila, has just ousted him.
Gone quick.
Yeah. Remarkable.
Well, that's a big chunk of time. A few tenths. It takes some doing to knock tenths off around here.
See, I'd be a bit tense if I was Miguel at this point. Andreas keeping out of his teammates' way there, because there's a whole bunch of RD Simsport cars now in the top 3. Can I get teams to show in that stack? Can I get the team name? Can I get the team name? Can I get the team name? This one? No, that doesn't do team name at all. That just does name.
Looks very nice. It's a very nice.
There we go. There we go. Look. So,
look, yeah.
So RD Simsport 4, 2, and 1. Obviously, it doesn't have a 1, but it is a 1. Are ahead, and then there's 2 RD Simsport 3 cars before you get anywhere near an impulse car, 12 and 13. And we're 13th is where Miguel that car just hit the wall. Is where Miguel is at the moment, 13th place. So, you know, RD Simsport arriving at the top of this table, Alan, in big numbers.
Yes. But how that will affect the race is yet to be seen. Miguel's just one of the canniest racers on earth, and this is a long race, Pete. And it's going to be a lot to unfold. There's pit stops, fuel strategies. There's so much going to go into this.
Yeah, absolutely. Cutting Coney Studio on the chat shouting for Renee, and the number of people watching keeps going up, Alan, which is it's heartwarming, really, isn't it?
Yes. No, it's great. It's great, and next season I'll be joining them.
yeah, too right. And then, so we've only got 23 cars that have put a time on the board so far out of our 36. And it's easy to pick up the 0x that will ruin your lap. You don't even have to get a 1x for it to discredit your lap in qualifying, do you, Alan? 0x's will do that nicely for you.
Yes, they're swines.
Yeah, absolutely.
They pretend they're nothing, but they are something.
Yes. Yeah, they claim to be nothing at all, but they can ruin your race just like anything else. So we've got a little battle going on the chat as well. So we've got Cutting Corny duplicating their shouts, and now Tommy Bartell's doing the same for RD Simsport. So we've got a bit of a war going on the chat, which is always good. I love that. Rob Sutherland at the top of the AM class at the minute, qualifying. As we get a 24th time out of Pete Van Gool there. So Rob Sutherland, top AM class driver. Daniel Lewis, funnily enough, we were discussing this before, is in second, or will start second in that class, and Chris Dixon third. That is exactly the standings in the championships, Alan. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Oh, look at what Miguel's done. Top of the... I did say he'd want to be top of this pile, and he is at the minute. Oh, he's on the grass at the moment, trying to keep out of everybody's way, but he is top of the pile right now.
Yeah, long way to go, though.
Oh, yeah. Another 7 minutes of qualifying. SimRacer 24/7 is now chipped in as well with Go Rob Sutherland. And he is going, he's going pretty quick. Yeah. Right, where's Wobbly? Wobbly felt like he had decent pace in that Veloster tonight, but whether he's...
well, he's in fifth. He's what, 5/10 off the lead. I can't say that that's a bad time.
No, too right. Yeah, half a second around a lap as big as Bathurst. Don't forget, this is a 2-minute 18.8 fastest lap right now. That's a long time. Long lap, yeah. Is that Sam Blees there passing? It is Sam Blees passing Wobbly there. Be good to get Spencer back in, wouldn't it, from Gio? Always a class act. I love watching him scythe his way through a field. He does it with effortless style.
He does.
I thought I'd hope
another special driver. A very special driver. Will always be remembered affection by me because he was really a top trump for a long time in this league. Before we had this beautiful cascade of awesome drivers coming to join us.
Yeah. So hopefully
Gio, we're just always a top team, always. In any of their formulations.
Yeah. And a series of teams that have been with us for, I think, all the seasons, every one of the seasons. There's 2 teams that have been with us the whole way through, I think. First one is Result in many formats. Result, Safeguard, Work Guard, Pure Sims, iRace. There's been a whole load of different versions of those teams from that stable, and they've always been with us. Cal Hardy doing all right so far, 25th at the minute. Roger Morton's done a shout out to him. Go Pie Man, he says. And then obviously
our beloved captain.
Yeah.
Our beloved captain, and he is.
Yeah.
He is. We think the world of him.
And then Jamie Wilson, who's done more race starts with BSTV than any other driver, including BSTV drivers. So he's...
Chimera have been absolutely fantastic supporters of the league in every department, haven't they? Not only just great drivers, but great members of the league, and make a huge contribution with the all that graphic stuff that Jamie does, which is awesome.
Brilliant. And setting up OBS and SDK in ways that I could never even dream of doing. I owe him an absolute lifetime boon, I'm pretty sure. And the reason that you can see the coloured banners in the windscreens for orange for AM class, green for Pro-Am, blue for Pro class, and the different colours in the windscreen for yellow for being a previous champion and white for not being a previous champion is all to do with this boy, Jamie Wilson. Had a bit of a rough ride the last 2 years off the track, so we're hoping that all calms down for him and he can just focus on enjoying his racing and enjoying life going forward.
Yeah, well, he deserves it. He's a terribly nice young man, and he's got a heart of gold.
Yeah, absolutely. Gold studded with diamonds. No Simon Trendle tonight, though, the other half of that equation. So he must be otherwise engaged. Previous multiple champion to the series, Jamie's teammate, Simon Trendle.
Probably reigning V8 champion still, I imagine.
He is reigning V8 champion. I don't know where he's at in the standings for that. Let me just go and have a double check. I don't even know who's at the top of the Simability Cup at the minute. It is Kenzie Newhoff. Simon Trendle is in third behind Johnny Brandon.
Johnny will be pleased with that.
Yeah, 51 drivers have signed up to that series this season. It's a healthy one.
Yeah, fantastic, and a great cause, a great series.
Yeah. Right, what else is going on? Andreas Gilman trying to improve his position here. He's in 16th at the minute. He's got a green sector, but he's not got any purples.
He was quick through there.
He was. That looked good. Nice clean lines. Let's jump on board with Andreas and see how he copes with this track.
So we're going to go over Sky Def dip.
Yeah, McPhillamy Park is the next turn here. This long left-hander before you get over to Skyline, which it looks like you're driving into nothing. And then you've got this chicane, a bit of correcting the steering there into the dipper. No, it's not the dipper. What the hell is this thing called?
He made that look easy.
Gutting, dipper? I can't remember.
Did he make that look easy?
It was, yeah, he did a good job with that, I have to say. It was the dipper, that was Forest Elbow, and then down we go here, down Conrad Straight, towards the Chase. This is one of the longest straights that's not on Nordschleife.
But it's got a very substantial hill in a similar fashion.
Yes, it does, yeah.
But then you get to go down to the side, the same as that. Yeah, it's very similar, and a consequential ending if you're not careful as well.
Yeah, this is the Chase.
Just here.
Yeah. You want to do your best to try and not hit that inside curb, I think, as we head towards Murray's. And then this is the last corner on the track where you can peel off to the pit lane there. And let's see if Andreas will give us a full lap. It looks like he's on it. And he's got
pit lane entry here as well, Pete.
It's scary. It zigzags. It's a chicane. And I don't
like it. We should see if anybody's going in the pits. You should maybe catch them so that people can see just how lovely it is going into the pits at speed.
Yeah, I mean, they have to 3 times tonight, maybe, probably twice. That was Hell Corner that we just came around, turn 1. And it is hell. We're going up Mountain Straight here towards Quarry Bend. There's
so important.
Yeah.
So important, the corner, isn't it? You've got to get that right.
You can get mugged by the entire field if you don't get it right. And we're about to end up... We're white flagged at the moment. We have not gone checkered, and we won't do, because this is not a heat race in iRacing. So this will let us run out now. So Andreas will stay in this lap. He's got a good toe in front of him, because that looks like Sam Blease, and he's catching him. So we went up through the cutting there, through Griffin's, which is this little tiny straight here before you get to this right-hand bend, through Reed Park, and then Sulman Park is the left-hander that comes over this crest and dips there. That can destabilise the car and put you into the wall here as you go over the top of the mountain through McPhillamy Park. Don't do what Sam Blease did just then and get on that curb. Stay off it. Into Skyline here and the S's, and that leads into the Dipper, which is just a wild ride in any car. And then towards Forest Elbow through these S's. That was pretty efficient from both drivers, I have to say.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? That was very good, folks. If you're wondering, that really was very good.
This is a hellish corner. The exit of Forest Elbow is awful in any car, regardless of whether the drive wheels are at the front or the back. Conrod Straight is just downhill. You feel imperious coming down here. You think that nothing will beat you up until someone overtakes you halfway down.
It's the only road you get. I can get into 6th gear in my MX-5. Just here, this is one of the 2 places in iRacing you can actually get into 6th gear in an MX-5.
Right, okay. And the other one must be the Nordschleife.
I think I can't remember. There's only 2 though.
Right, somebody's got out of the way.
It's a very rare treat. Now we're going into the pits.
No, we're not.
No, he's not. He's changed his mind. I don't blame him.
Oh, it was, he abandoned the lap.
He thought about it.
He did.
And then he thought, oh no, I can't stand that corner.
Yeah. Right. Oh,
there we go. Look,
could have gone in with him.
He's coming in. There we go. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Nice.
Right.
Well, he didn't smash into the wall there. So that was nice.
No, he did it weirdly and correctly.
That was rather smooth.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Right. So we will now sweat this out for another about a minute, I think, before we go to gridding. So Miguel Freitas has done what he needed to do, Alan. He's stayed cool and calm under pressure. He's got Matthias and Wobbly and Stephen and Greg.
Well done for Wobbly and Steve. They've all put in hot laps, haven't they, since last time we looked at the list?
Yeah, so we've got
Miguel, but you're right, Miguel needed that.
15,
so
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 and 7 is 31. 31 and 6 is 37. 37 and 12 is 49. 50. We've got 50,000. No, we've got 60,000 iRating in the top 10 positions. Ridiculous.
Well, there you go. And look, they're going to be het up and ready to race for this one. They're going to be steam pouring up the nostrils, and
oh yeah,
it's going to be. Well, Miguel did what he needed to do. He's given himself the best possible chance.
Yeah.
But he needs to make a really good start, get round Hill Bend and get up there, hell for leather, and he's not going to be alone.
No, and this is it now, folks. So we'll go and have a look at these guys. These guys are so far.
All the grid's going to be back. We're around the corner.
We are. We're right round the corner, and that's not even the back of the grid. Fiona's not the last car. Right, let me extend grid in a second. There we go. And I shall bring you your starting grid, folks. It will be Miguel Freitas, previous champion and series leader. Stop it, Fee. You're gonna get a slap. He will lead us away tonight. Matthias Pentilla will go off in 2nd place. Wobbly will go off in 3rd. Stephen, who's that? Chris, I thought better of you. Stephen Walker off 4th. Greg Daffon, the Frenchman, off 5th. Daniel Mills off 6th. I'm gonna have to change the person we're looking at. There we go. Oh, let's not get rid of him. Damn it. There we go. Right. Daniel Mills off 6th. Alberto Cigolini off 7th. 8th will be David Johansson. 9th will be Callum Brandt. Well done to Callum. That's a good qualifying. Chris Young off 10th. Constantino Marino off 11th. Michael Hall off 12th. 13th will be James Holman. He's got the world's work to do there. 14th will be Andreas Gilman. 15th will be Rene Earhart. 16th will be Pete Newman. Jake Corley goes off 17th. 18th will be Stefan Goebel. Alex Sevillano Lado even off 19th. Dimar Hoos off 20th. 21st will be Demis Tigchalar. Jura Larkinen off 22nd. 23rd will be Jamie Wilson. That's good qualifying. Sam Blease would have hoped for better possibly in 24th unless he's got a tactic at work. Luke Jones off 25th. PVG off 26th. Carl Hardy off 27th. The Pieman, he will delivereth. JBDJ off 28th. 29th will be Rob Sutherland. Tony Walker off 30th. 31st will be Dan Lewis. Paul Hurley off 32nd. Chris Dixon off 33rd. Flashy Fiona off 34th. Silas off 35th. And Andy Littler will bring up the rear of the field if he's racing. He's not joined the grid yet. We hope he races, because why would we not want that? Where am I up to? I'm going to press this. I need to press this. And that's not a great camera angle. That's not much better, but we're going to grid and green. Ignore the spinning wheels, folks. That's them on their clutches. It renders through weird. And we are go here at... oh, right, okay. So Matthias got away very well, and Miguel did not, but he's going to cover it anyway, Alan.
Yes, he's going to get first into the corner, and that's what we can hope for.
Yeah, and he's away.
Right, it's race on, and now, can we get round and over the mountain with cold tyres the first time? Well, everybody's full of adrenaline, and it's the last race of the season, and it's a monster grid.
It is.
Race on.
Luke Jones has gone to pits. I don't know why. He's literally reset to the pits. I'm not sure what's going on there. There was no collision or anything. He's started in pits. He didn't want to start on the track. Right, okay, that's fine and fair enough. Good call. If that's what suits you, do that. No point in stressing yourself out too much. Right, this is crowded in the middle here.
Certainly in a long race, you don't need to put yourself under pressure.
No, and...
There's plenty of time to feel your way into this.
Yeah, too right. Pete Van Gool making his way up. Lots of positions right from the very start. And Michael Hall here has got some big names to chase after.
It's just very impressive by everybody.
It is.
Everybody wants to get to the end. It's the last race of the season. They've raced superbly all season. Nobody wants to not finish this race. No. You can see it in the attitude of the cars and the driving.
Yeah, everybody seems all careful coming over Skyline.
Yeah, they don't want the cold tyre purgatory.
Yeah, JB a bit offline, but he's saved that. He's pulled it back in. That's good. That's everybody through. That's great.
Yes. It is a dangerous place, and of course you can get a massive build-ups there that risk safety cars, which is the last thing we want.
Yeah, that's just delays everybody, really. Through Forest Elbow for the majority as Andreas Gilman has a long stare down the inside of Pete Newman here. That'll be a big
This is the side-by-side bit of tarmac. There's more side-by-side and hairy braking manoeuvres on this bit of road than you can
no. Oh, that could end badly. That might end really badly. Wow. Right, so Michael kind of got away with that. And so did, who was that? Pete Newman? I don't remember now. Was it Andreas?
Yes, Pete.
Oh, no, they're both here. So Andreas threw on Pete Newman after all that. Stefan.
And they're together again.
Stefan did well there as well. So he's got through on Alex Savellano-Lado, I think.
Oh, bit of there was some pounding hearts out there now.
I know, yeah.
That was plenty of adrenaline.
It certainly was.
In quarts, I think.
Yeah. So Nadim says that this Larkin guy will make everyone look like amateurs. Let's have a look at where Ura is. There he is. He's in this little pack here. Little pack, it's big pack. Let me get you a track map, folks, and a battle box so you can see what's going on. There he is. Racing Forces. Hydra Race Racing Forces. So, Alan, it's with Matthias Pentilla now to try and delay Miguel, if that is the RD Simsport tactic.
He's what he's doing. He's hanging on bravely.
He is, and that's about all you can ask for.
Miguel's not hanging about, and he doesn't want to be hanging about, and he doesn't want Mr. Pentilla on his bootlet either.
No, nobody wants that. Matthias has an I rating, Alan, of 8,200 nearly.
Yes.
So
it's not the easiest person to remove from your boot list.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's like he's hitching a ride all the time, and that's wobbly. Oh, it's a lovely move, a lovely line through there from wobbly, a bit sideways.
Yeah,
but
well,
it's fast.
he's done very well to put it up third on the grid, and that's a tribute to his absolute just native pace that the man's got.
Yeah, and that is Greg Daffron behind Wobbly and Stephen Walker there behind Greg.
Yeah, they both did fantastic. Picked up in the qualifications really well.
Yeah, a terrifying amount of I rating in just 5 cars. And James Holman finds himself back here in 12th place. Now, whether he's got another tactic to float to the surface, this is his chance to take this champ. Oh no, what's happened to Fee?
Oh,
That literally just happened. That's just a loss of control. Where is she?
screwing up. Looks like screwing up the hill.
Yeah, I think she's a Sulman. Is she?
Oh, locking
Yeah,
bar.
yeah, making her way up over the top of the hill. So hopefully she didn't hit anything properly, although that does look a little bit misshapen.
It was a piece of unpleasant concrete there. I hope she didn't whack
Yeah.
into it, because that won't have helped her conformity.
No, it won't. And this is a massive train of cars now as we start lap 3. We've already done 2 laps, folks. Unreal. Don't look away, because I think this front end fight is going to go on for quite a long time. You can see the colours in the timing tower, folks. So orange means they are close together, yellow means they're further apart, and white means there's no real threat. So there's a gap there at David Johansson, who is, yeah, he's leading the charge of about 5 cars, my apologies. And then you get back to Andreas Gilman, who is leading a train of 100 cars at least, maybe 200. Slight exaggeration.
Well, it's a lot of cars.
Yeah, it is a lot of cars. Colsey says, I heard Rob Sutherland is going to buy everyone in chat a pint if he wins the AM Championship.
Wow.
And Barnesy says, that's okay, I don't drink. Come on, Dan Lewis. So there's lots of people shouting for lots of different other races. Dan Lewis is here. The only one brave enough, Alan, to sport an Audi in this field now. You know, it's...
Oh, good on him.
Yeah, it used to be him and Anthony Hilton. Anthony will join us again for next season, as far as I understand it, and bring the Audi back to our screens properly, alongside Dan Lewis. Right, let's have a look.
Well, I mean, if they have a build over the season, you never know how the cars are going to come out.
No, you're right. You're right. The balance of performance can change with any kind of adjustment, really. Absolutely well said. Freddie Van Eekhoven, well done to you for joining us. Let's go Racing Forces. Alex Savallano-Lado is mired. Oh, he's just done an overtake there on Stefan.
Oh, there he goes.
There he goes. Straight through. Nice timing there from Freddie. Why don't you race this, Freddie? Is it because the traction wheels are at the wrong end of the car? Is that what that is? Is it like driving in reverse too much? As Matthias Pentila logs the fastest lap of the race at 2:19.51.
Well, he's got substantial tow. I'm just wondering about the fuel saving aspect of this, Pete.
I don't think there is any.
Well, he's getting a lot of tow there, and he's sitting there being towed for most of this lap.
Is he off gas a lot?
He
kind of is, yeah.
You know, to me, it's just begging for it.
Yeah. I think you might be right on that. Yeah. I think you've called that well.
Because this will save him tenths in the pits.
Yeah,
if they're still in this situation when they go into the pits together, that could easily be an overtake in the pits.
Yeah,
see it time and again.
And Miguel's going to realise, isn't he, that he's not getting away. So what's the point in trying to drive fast? That'll all be playing out in the heads of these guys, folks. These two have got a little bit of a gap. Alberto is staring at the back of another little battle here between Greg and Stephen Walker. Stephen Walker's just overtaken him, literally just overtaken him. Where's that? There.
Oh, crikey. Well, Stephen's just a brilliant driver, but he loves this place.
Yeah. Oh, he did it into the...
He's fast around here.
Right, Greg got well offline at the chase, and has invited that upon himself. So round the outside at the last corner. Nice.
Yeah.
Well done to Stephen.
I think Stephen's a bit of a threat. He's been quiet.
He's the winner of this race, this very race from last season. It was another endurance race. It was the race that he called because it was champion's choice, and he was the champion.
Yes, so he chose this track to come and have the last race of the season on. So, yes, we can safely assume that Stephen's quite a fan of this track, and is very successful driving it.
Yeah. RD Simsport 3, with cars in large numbers here. Chris Young and Callum Brandt. Chris Young will want to be making a lot of ground, because look at where he is in the standings as Pro-Am. He's in 9th, and the next available car is literally the car behind him in the championship, Rene Earhart, in 15th, Alan.
Yes. Outstanding again by Chris.
Yeah, and by Rene, to be fair.
Well, Rene, any of those guys in anything like the top 20 is it's pretty good going, isn't it?
It is. And he does it so safely, Rene, as well. We know that already. He currently, though... Oh, no, he's clean so far this race. No incidents.
If he's hanging on to Pete Newman, Andreas, then, Mr. Holman, they're just... these are world-class drivers. If you can keep up in their company, then you're doing yourself a power of good.
Yeah.
It's not only... It just gives you confidence that you actually can perform with. Doesn't matter how good you are, because you're performing with the best guys, and that's got to be good for your confidence. Got to make you a better driver.
Absolutely. And Stefan, in 3rd in Pro-Am right now, is driving out of his skin. He's doing brilliantly well given the company he's got. He needs to stay ahead of Jura Larkinen and Dietmar Huss, who are right on his 6 at the moment, but he's doing a good job at the moment. And then let's have a look at AM class. Where is Rob Sutherland? Here in 29th. He's got Tony Walker as a target, just disappearing off around the corner there, T. And Daniel Lewis, behind him in the championship as well, is keeping with him just about.
He's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think this is the... Mind you, that Audi's got some top end. It has. It's had. We've seen it with straight line pace all season. So
it should be strong, shouldn't it? It should be strong.
It should do well here.
Yeah.
Not what you'd think. I think it's probably got a bit. It's probably going to do better than you suspect.
Right. Okay.
I always think that the Audi's a bit clunky. Not the smoothest thing.
No.
But,
it's a bit Marmite, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't like the corners so much. I always think it's hard work, but it makes it up for it with the straight line power it's got, and this will pander to its power.
Yeah, that was nearly. That was nearly a pushed overtake there from Pete Van Gool.
Yes.
Nice work.
Pete's very experienced here, though.
Yeah.
He's driven this course a lot, including 12-hour endurance and such like. So he's done an awful lot of laps around here. I've done lots of laps around here with him, and he's done lots more than me.
There's lots
so
of...
he knows it,
yeah.
And Paul's doing very well there to keep up with him.
Yeah, I was going to say that, and just a bit further ahead is this battle here between Rene and Alex Sebelano-Lado. Alex just about getting ahead now, is he? Yeah, he's done that one. Let's have a look back here at this battle that we were looking at. Oh, we weren't looking at that one. We were looking
really
at this
quick.
One.
Alex is quick, and he's well down the field.
Yeah, his qualifying wasn't his best, I don't think.
No, but look who's around. It's not like he's got some really serious people right in front of him.
Yep, he does. Right at the very pointy end. Miguel still leads the race, but he's got company. He's now got a 5-car train that he's leading, and the next 5 cars are not that far behind. So he's not.
This is.
Let's have a look and see what's going on.
You didn't make a mistake. There's all kinds of pressure on, hidden invisible pressure here.
Yeah.
You really can't afford to make an error.
No, that's just.
And not everybody's a natural front driver. Not everybody's the best at being in the front. But actually, Miguel is one of the good front runners. Yeah. He is very good at just measuring his effort, doing just enough to stay in front without being stressed out by it.
Yeah, he's very calm and calculated. He's a bit like Marco Namela, and nothing phases him. He's off the gas early-ish, not massively early though, into the chase.
Well, he can't risk, being one of these super guys zooming past him on a mad braking thing and just do him over. So he's got to maintain his pace, but he's very aware that they're going to be saving fuel on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he'll be doing what he can.
See what's going on at Jamie Wilson's point, because he's bolted to the back of Sam Bleeze's car. I wonder what's going on with Sam Bleeze, Alan. Is he trying to zero stop it or something ridiculous like that?
No, surely
I
not.
wouldn't have thought so, but he's way down the field from where we would normally see someone of his talent.
Yes, yes. That's always a bit. It's always a bit suspicious when it's Sam.
Yeah, like there's definitely something going on, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Luke Jones, what's going on with Luke from Ignium Motorsport? He was off track a minute ago. It was just at the end of the chase, so I think it was just overrunning the corner. Right, Jura Larkinen is being chased down here by Dietmar Hoos. Jura overtook him a little bit back, but Dietmar's pushing the issue and doesn't want to sit in that position for long.
Exciting section of road. I love driving up here. That big left-hander, it swoops around you close to the wall.
I know, it
and
feels
you pull
great,
it back and gets around. It's awesome. Yeah, it really is.
Right, where is Alex Lado? Alex is the furthest forward moving car on the track. He's got 4 positions from the start of this race. And now he's got a lot of empty track ahead of him. 3 seconds of empty track before he finds Pete Newman. And he's probably going to drag Rene Earhart with him. You can see Pete Newman there just disappearing off at the top of the screen. Chasing Andreas Gilman.
That's going to keep you busy.
Yeah, this train, which Chris Young is at the front of, is 6 cars deep, with Pete Newman at the back of it. So there's 3 RD Simsport cars in this train. Then we've got David Johansson in a world of his own, really. He's got 2.5 seconds ahead of him and behind him, as does Daniel Mills, really. He's got a second in front of him and 2.5 seconds behind him. And then Alberto Cigorini. Sorry, go on.
They've got amazing pace, though, just to be existing in the top 10.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And they're not putting themselves under any kind of pressure, but they're still there and counting. Which is not a bad place to be this early in the race.
What is this?
Hello, who's that?
That is James Holman. And this looks like some sort of tactical pit stop.
Really? An early strategic pit stop?
Yeah, very early. Like, this is only lap 8. I mean, this track is heavy on fuel, but that would mean that we were doing like 4 stops. So he's obviously trying to get some sort of undercut on all the other cars.
Or he went out on qualifying fuel by mistake.
Or he went out on qualifying fuel by mistake. That could be the answer. That could be the answer. Yeah, I never thought of that one. Right.
Well, we never go out on qualifying fuel, do we? What's the point?
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see what happens at the end of the race with that. He's certainly changing it up and making... I mean, that's put him into traffic, right? It must have done. Yeah, it's put him into AM-class traffic. Was that a good move or not, folks? You decide on the chat. We'll just tell you whether you're right or wrong, won't we, Alan?
When we find out.
when we know, which will be never. Right, let's get going on.
Right, it'll be around whatever happens in the next half hour.
Yeah.
Dum diddly dum diddly om.
So
Marineville calling.
Yeah.
For old people who remember Stingray.
I loved that program, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. All the buildings went into the ground.
Yeah. Stingray. Didn't it? Was it Marina?
Certainly.
Yeah, she did it for me.
Many people say she was the ideal lady.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't speak, did she? Oh, this has taken a dark turn. Right. Let's have a look at this then. So, these 5 cars...
I'm looking at this grid thingy. I mean, how do they fit them all on there? Look how close everybody is together.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's spreading out. It's like spreading out. And the Conga's spreading out. There's still more of them.
Yeah, Andrew Welch says, I have every faith in James Holman. I'm sure this will work out well. Welcome to the chat, Andrew. I don't remember seeing your name on here before, but I remember that picture, though, so maybe you have. Yeah, he's going to have something in the locker there, isn't he? Dan Lewis is in the pits.
Well,
and Dan Lewis is in the pits because he's dead. What's happened here?
Not nice.
Oh, so he's let James go and then lost control?
Oh, it's the place to do it, isn't it?
Oh, he's gone round and into the
It's that
inside
wall. He's
wall.
gone round.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a.
better camera than that.
There, oh, there's a bit of his car. Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, I have as well. It's the back end goes very light on you. And is that an Audi thing? Do you think? I don't know.
But it's happened to me plenty of times in my
Oh, oh, oh,
MX-5.
oh, oh! We're doing live racing at
Can
just
you
the
see
right
it?
time. Wow. So that's Andreas Gilman. That's not Miguel,
Crikey,
folks.
now, let's hope he's not got the damage, because those sliding packs can really mess with your car.
Right. Okay. I've not raced enough. I was in the practice the other day with these guys, and I came last. But yeah, it's no surprise there. It's not a headline.
Let's hope he hasn't got some suspension damage. It's easy to pick up some front suspension damage with those collisions.
Yeah, let's just see
So,
what was the cause.
fingers
of that.
crossed.
Right, so they went 3 into Quarry.
3 into 2, don't go.
Oh yeah, and he's just
got
pinched that RD car. Just pinched the RD car.
He should be all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't a hard impact though,
No.
so it should be okay.
Yeah. Right.
Shouldn't be any afters. That's good.
And it gives him something to do, doesn't it? It was too easy otherwise. Right, what's going on here? Why is Jay Corley running backwards? What's going on? Where's Jay Corley's car?
He's there. He's trying to keep out the way.
I think he's hit the walls. I think he's hit the walls in the dipper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's hit the wall all right.
Yeah.
Oh dear. He's got the wobbles. He's trying to get onto the straight so that he can get back to the pits.
Yeah. It's not like you can even jump the wall anymore. You can't jump, can you?
Look at his wheel, Pete.
Yeah. Let's have a look at that from the inside and have a bit of a laugh. I mean, see what's going on. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. You got to watch it. At certain speeds, the car just does random stuff and spits you out.
That's happening in his rig, in case you're wondering. That's what is happening in his rig. He's not driving with a straight wheel. He's got a bent wheel as well.
Yeah. So let's just have a look and see what pit lane entry looks like when your car is mashed.
And can you get round it with your?
I don't know because he's turning left.
Right turn. He's got to slow down a bit.
He's done well there. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Yeah, nicely done. Well done, Jay.
Well done. I hope he wasn't speeding.
No, it didn't look like it. The cones are quite late on. So he's going to get a nice fast repair. Callum Brandt, Constantino Marino are in as well for their scheduled stops. That's probably a decent time for Jay. He's going to lose a load of positions, but otherwise, yeah. Yes,
and he was able to drive in, which has saved him minutes.
Let's just see how he's ended up with such a... that's after it. Oh, hang on.
He probably did that just coming around the skyline.
Maybe, yeah. There he is. Oh, we're not going to see it because it's behind that tree.
It's tree, is it? Yeah. Oh no, he's fine. He's okay there. Look.
There he is. He's going slow.
Oh, there he is. He's gone.
It's already happened.
Yeah, missed it.
Yeah, that's a difficult one for me. I'll try and find it later. Right, let's have a look at the very, very front. It's no change. Oh, yes, it is a change. Wobbly is ahead of Stephen, sorry. No, that was always the case, wasn't it?
He was in third.
Yeah.
He's retained his, the start podium has just carried on. They've been unperturbed.
Top 5 places.
Strolling along at the front, just grooving along. Stephen's done very well.
Yeah. But this is one of his favourite tracks on the planet.
Yes, so he's done great. But the other guys, he's just not going to drop drivers who are as good as they are.
No, Jay Corley dropped 15 places in that little incident, but he's back on track and racing again.
He'll enjoy taking them all back.
Well, he's got like 20 odd cars ahead of him that are yet to pit, so he's going to pick up a lot of those positions back straight away. Dietmar Hoos and Demis getting sorted out. Demis taking a position from Dietmar. I'm sure we'll hear a collective boo from the chat. There's a lot of Cutting Corny fans.
Oh, he's come in.
He has come in, right? So he's had enough of that. Right, let's have a look at what else is going on. Sam Blees is up 7 positions. Jamie Wilson up the same, and ahead of Sam Blees. So they've swapped positions again because they were the other way around at the start as well. So lots going on there. Right at the front here, Matthias Keeping Miguel very, very honest, Alan. And
Yes.
these 5 are together, properly together.
Yes, I don't think there's any splitting them on time, really.
No.
They're all within a tenth. I would imagine if you looked at the qualifications, I don't suppose there's anything in it, and certainly anything that might be on the clock is going to be defeated by the toe.
Yeah, the fastest car in this group last lap round was Stephen Walker at the back of it, or towards the back of it.
Doesn't surprise me.
No.
Doesn't surprise me.
And not by much.
And Stephen is dangerous. And we will see the pit stops with bated breath and interest, because if anybody can save fuel, it's Stephen Walker.
Yeah, so that's what the pit. Well, I'll put that up now. I know you asked for it each race, so I'll try and get there ahead of you. Is their pit laps? So Luke Jones was in on lap 0 because he started from pit road, and then James Holman pitted on lap 7, which was even earlier than the early ones. There's quite a lot of, you can see now in the timing tower, folks, there's some big gaps forming. Pete Newman's got 7 seconds around him. And then so is James Holman further back. But that'll just mean that he's putting in fast times in theory. Because he's got nothing to, get in the way of his concentration, Alan? I don't know, it's just one of those... it's easier to... Well, no, sometimes it's easier to race when you've got somebody to be pointing at. If you've got nobody in your sights, I get bored and think about decorating and things like that, and then I crash. Well, everybody knows this to be true. It's famous of me to lose my concentration.
Yes, and it's something that gets harder as you get older as well.
Right.
So you've got that to look forward to.
Oh, I would hate to be Fee right now. So Fee has got the leaders bearing down on her, and they are coming at a rapid pace. They are coming at a seriously rapid pace. As Carl Hardy joins pit road. Tom Woodcock says, glad I'm missing this one. What? Can't get anywhere near the pace here. It's never been the pace
well,
for
Tom,
me.
You shouldn't feel bad about that, mate.
No.
Because we're not all supermen, are we?
No, definitely not.
Tom's a fine driver.
Yeah. So let's have a look and see what's going on here. So the top 2 have split this group now. A little bit anyway. Wobbly dropping back off them. As we go through McPhillamy and back to Skyline and down through the S's here. We've got our cameras on Matthias at the moment into the dipper. That's nice. Fee is the car ahead.
He's really hanging on to me, guys. Trying to put a large distraction on him, and
yeah, because he's got Fee to overtake as a lapped car. So
he's seeing Fee as maybe an
opportunity
to the flow.
Yeah. Fee staying to the racing line, which is the right thing to do, folks. Right thing to do. Stay on the racing line. Be predictable as the lapped car. Do not try and force your way onto a non-racing line. Let them go around you.
Yeah. Fee knows all about that. She can handle these situations.
Yeah. Well done to Fee. That was very calm and steady. It takes talent to be a lapped car. That sounds ridiculous, I'm sure, for most of you folks, but honestly, that is a fact. As someone who's as experienced as me,
into the pits. She's taken an early pit stop.
She has. That's unlike Fee. Fee usually drains
Probably
all the fuel out.
Sensibly thinking the whole bloody field's coming by.
Oh yeah, good point.
Lose time.
Yeah.
Let's go in and do my pits now. They'll be gone by, and I'll be nicely tucked in again.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah. Tom Woodcock says excited for next season though. Oh, brilliant. So I can't wait to see you back on the track. All these guys. Season 20 has been created, folks. We've just got a couple of little amendments in the background to do with payment and things like that, because of other reasons. And then you'll all be able to jump on board. It was live for about 5 seconds, Alan, before I tried to stop anybody from signing up, but PVG got there anyway. In the 5 seconds it was available, he got himself signed up. So
he did. He did.
Dead funny. Michael Hall in the pits, another super fast driver for Result X Pure Sims, is getting his scheduled stop. You can see Daniel Lewis's car. He's been in there for 3.5 minutes now, getting his repairs done. I'm not sure why he's not used his fast repair. Maybe there's a tactic to that, but I'm not sure what it'd be.
No, that's not. It's a repair job, is it?
I don't think so. That might be a retirement. I don't know.
If he's got a fast repair, he's got a fast repair. So
yeah, and his tow time would have expired by now because a lap is only 2 minutes and 19. He's been in there 3 minutes 38. So Greg Daffrel, the Frenchman, getting dropped a little bit, or he was over the top of the mountain. He's now caught back up, and he's going to benefit from a 4-car tow. So he should be back on this group by the end.
Can't imagine any of this lot would get dropped.
No,
we know everything about Greg's pace.
Yeah. Matthias chases Miguel into the chase here. See what I did there? Anthony Jacobson.
Yeah, well, he's managed to pull a car length on him, which is a big improvement.
Yeah, it was from nothing to 1 car length. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so Anthony Jacobson, good evening to you. You need to get into this league again.
Hello, Anthony.
Yeah, evening. I know you can't race.
Well, they're planning. The plans are up for the 12-hour Sebring, I think.
Oh, okay. Right, nice.
So the team is percolating.
Oh, good.
They're all testing away out there, doing their testy things, trying to find a car that they could all drive.
Yeah. Are you out of the endurance races?
Yes, I retired from it last year.
Yeah, I thought you had. I was just checking. Alberto Cigolini's gone to the pits. Yeah, there has to be I mean, I like endurance races sometimes, but only on the tracks where I know I'm not going to die. So I'm okay on Nürburgring and I'm okay on Daytona, but some of the more tricky ones, Sebring, I find is a tricky track. I stay away from it.
I love it. To me, it's just fantastic. It was the first. Our team went there. We've got a long history with the Sebring race.
Oh, okay.
It was the first one that we successfully competed in.
Right. So
it was in my time with the team. We started doing endurances and started doing that. And I'm glad that they're still continuing because it was a fine tradition.
Right.
And yes, I'm just too old and knackered now to stay up all night.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Well, you and me both. Anthony says it's where it all started at Sebring.
Yes.
Was it just been practicing in the LMP2? God, that's a fast car.
He's madman.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no! What? You've got to be joking. Tell me it isn't so. We may have something go bad here. Oh! Ow! Right. Okay.
Oh no!
I've seen that. I've seen that before on a number of occasions. So.
Oh dear.
JB hip checked that inside wall and got punted across into Alberto Cigolini there. Not the first time I've seen that. Alberto.
God, very unlucky for both of them.
Yeah.
That was very unfortunate.
Everybody getting through. Alberto.
Come on, you can do it.
Come on, Alberto. Get
Come
going
on,
in the right
Alberto.
way.
That's it. Yes.
Yes, right, okay. Excellent. JB will
was
probably
well
feel
done.
bad about that, but
He will feel
shouldn't.
bad about it, but yes.
He shouldn't. It's, it's one of the more easy places to crash.
That was just a pure racing incident.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
With consequences for the man who's in the pits now, having lost 2 minutes being towed and everything, so that's not great.
No, it's not. It's a shame.
But the other party did a brilliant job of calmly reversing the car and getting out of that difficult situation very calmly and didn't cause any further mayhem and made the best of it. So well done.
And even Miguel took the same line into that, or out of Quarry, as JB did just there. And all it takes is that.
It's just a natural line, isn't it? What can you do?
It's that rumble strip curb thing, that sausage that's in there that sometimes destabilizes the car and straightens you up. You don't want to be straightened up. You want the grip underneath you so you can continue to turn right.
Yes.
It doesn't always work out that way. And look at how many cars are in the pits, Alan. Good grief. That's like half the field.
That's very busy. Look at that. Goodness. You're right. Look at this. It's like Tesco's car park on a Saturday night.
It is. And they're all going to come streaming out. Alberto streaming in. Luke Jones is in there for a while.
Well, Alberto will still have his fast repair, so he can do a pit stop, get his fast repair. He's probably got a little bit of damage by the looks of that.
Yeah, and Jake Hawley back out now racing where he, he's balanced up now. Back in 26, so he's lost 9 places after that incident earlier.
He's going to have some fun. He's got Tony to overtake here.
Yeah, and PVG. Oh no, not PVG.
He's going to take some catching. Tony takes some catching these days.
Yeah. Oh, where's Dietmar going? No. Stay away from the wall, Dietmar. He's fresh out of the pits. Out of the pits.
That's my move. Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh right, here we go. The leaders, all 5 of them, are in the pits.
Yes.
Right. So.
I thought this would happen. They were bound to come in together. Now, as people are going to be in the way. Oh, yeah. Chris is getting out of the way as fast as possible.
Yeah, Chris is thinking, oh my God, these guys are going to come out after me now. Right.
Yes.
Who is the winner and who are the losers in this little pit stop exchange? Don't forget, folks, this is probably the start, the first of 3. Or two.
Look at that on the front there. Look where they're lining up.
I know. This is... Look at that. It's literally the first 6 cars.
Oh, can you believe that? That's just amazing. Somebody should take a picture of that. Right, they've driven all those laps and they're just coming.
Oh, look at this. Oh, my God. Is that Greg?
It's Greg.
I think it's Greg.
It was Greg.
It was.
Yeah.
Greg's leapfrogged everybody. He's gone from 5th to 1st in 1 pit stop. Right. This is properly on, folks. Do not look away. Do not look away.
Game on.
Oh, my word.
That doesn't surprise me.
No,
I'm
nor
not
me.
surprised there was something going to happen there.
But all Miguel knows is I'm still inside the top 10, which guarantees him victory. As in championship victory.
Yes. Now the question is, how hard is he prepared to chase?
Yeah, that is it. Absolutely right. Now, Greg he went into this 3rd in the championship. Let's just have a quick butchers at that. So Greg went into this 3rd in the championship. He's not currently going to earn enough to overhaul 120 points. 114 points. So something needs to happen.
How would he need 114?
Well, he would need Miguel to finish in 11th place to take the championship from where he is right now. James Holman is P nowhere at the minute, and we know that there might be something going on.
10, he wins.
Yes. Miguel stays in the top 10, he's won the championship. And from where he's sat right now, that's not a big ask, is it, with someone of his talent? But anything can happen. A back marker could get in the way.
Still a long way to go.
Yeah, a pit stop could go terribly wrong.
Still a long way to go.
Yeah. So if I was Miguel, I think I would be in the position of, I'd be waving Greg goodbye. Off you go, son. If you want to win this race, off you go. Be my guest. I'm going to stick where I am, thank you, and make sure I make...
I don't see any signs that he's hustling on you.
No, definitely not. Sim Racer 24/7. Let's go, Mr. Holman and Mr. Mills. Well, Daniel Mills is here in 6th place. He's got 7 seconds in front of him before he can catch up with Stephen Walker and Wobbly. They're the 2 that lost out in that little exchange of pit stops. They've ended up at the back of the group. Whether that comes back to them later on, I'm not sure yet. James Holman has pitted. And is up 6 places from the start. He is behind Daniel Mills. So he's still got the best part of like 9 seconds to get onto that lead group. You can see the lead group.
David Jansen's there as well. He's not dropped anything until his feet. You know, they're all still within a visual distance.
Yep.
Which is always great for a chaser.
Yeah. Alex Sabalano-Lado is up 7 places from the start. I mean, that's a remarkable performance. He was saying to me on a chat today he's had some terrible luck in races and things like that, with other people's collisions and stuff, and one that he admitted at Long Beach he'd thrown away himself. Hopefully this is going to be a much more enjoyable race for him, as Andreas Gilman starts to bear down on him.
It's great to come through the field,
wow.
though, isn't he? So
Yeah.
he enjoys it as well. It's a challenge for him. And if they can enjoy the racing as well as be competitive, that's always a bonus.
Carl Hardy.
To be enjoying it first and competitive.
Yeah, your captain's up 8 places.
Come on, skipper.
His nemesis, we see him and Jamie racing together a lot these days. His nemesis is right in front of him, Jamie Wilson from Team Chimera. I mentioned him many times earlier with great fondness. Straight through McPhillamy Park.
They'll be enjoying it.
Yeah. I'm sure I used to have a curb cam on this.
Told Cole to be careful earlier.
Yeah. Nope.
You've got to get it to the end of the race to have a position, and this is one of the places where that's not necessarily a foregone conclusion.
No, even the slightest of.
We've seen just the minorest thing cause a lot of pain, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. Andreas.
Oh, this is cozy.
Yes, this is sizing Alex up for a position. That was a nice line through there by Andreas. Minimal kick off that inside turn. That was lovely.
That was so smooth, wasn't it?
Yep.
I wonder what. I just can't imagine what it's like to have the pace to even think of getting past Alex.
Oh dear. He's another one that
Mr. Gilman's one of those that can, so there you go.
Alex is another one that contributes massively to BSTV, silently in the background, or not so silently, so he controls all of our social media, and has done remarkable things to improve how many viewers we get, how many subscribers we've got. It's down to him that we've had such a massive boost. His ability to take stills in these races of cars is, people have commented that he's better than the professionals. He does produce some fantastic work, it has to be said. Right, it's Carl Hardy.
Those multi-talented people.
Yeah, Carl Hardy and Jamie are having a proper ding-dong battle. Carl got through on him.
Carl's got through, and he's running on pie power.
Yeah.
No, it's not easy to get past Jamie, so
no.
We'll be feeling fairly smug about that.
Let's have a look at how he did it. Drag race up the mountain.
Drag race. And that's all about that blooming corner.
You said it.
Bend.
You said it earlier on. It's all about that exit, isn't it?
There it is. I feel your pain, Jamie. There's a lovely bit where the front end goes so light, isn't it, as you get up here?
Yeah.
Don't go into that bunker. And the front end goes really light, folks, over the rise.
Yeah.
You can't really see it, but yeah, front end gets very light. It's a lot of fun.
Right, let's go back to live running. So, folks, we are halfway through the race, are we? 40 and 40 makes 80 minutes. Yeah, that's right. We're halfway through the race. I had to take my shoes and socks off to calculate that. I don't know.
Nice move. Look at that. That was beautifully judged.
I think that was Daniel Mills on a multi-21 for James Holman. I think that was an agreed overtake. Let's have a quick look at it. Daniel's got a massively... Oh, he's on the grass there. That might be part of it. I think he's going to stay left and let James go. He does. Yeah, that was a multi-21, Alan.
Yes. Just a bit of sensible team driving.
Yep. And well done to them. It's what they need to do in order to try and get... hang on.
Well, he lost it. I mean, he lost time. He created the opportunity for his team associate to get by him. So they did the sensible thing. Neither of them lost time because of that further time.
No.
And they didn't waste any time battling each other, which would have been certainly counterproductive.
Yeah, and Sam Blee's just overtaken Stefan. I don't think Stefan fought it greatly, but he was having a look to try and come back at the end of that, at the beginning of the lap, I should say. Sam Blee's out of shape there.
Stefan's doing well.
He
He's
is.
got Cole chasing him now.
Yeah.
Almost over 5 seconds. We'll see how Cole gets on. We're chasing Stefan. That's a fair old battle.
Yeah, the velocity's going to be good round here, I think. Overall, and Stefan is currently third in class. He's not going to want to give that position away to Carl anytime soon.
No, absolutely not.
And if we have a little look at, well, we're not going to look at it. I'm going to look at it. So Chris Young is currently top of the Pro-Ams in the race, and he's the top Pro-Am car in the championship. And Renee is second in the championship and second on track. So top two positions are as they are in the actual championship, Alan.
Yes. Well, just reflecting their overall class and ability.
Hang on a minute. What? We're going to have to watch this, Alan. This could be race defining. So,
Miguel.
Chris getting out of the way. Miguel getting the tractor beams out on Greg. Getting alongside him.
Oh, look at that.
And through on him into, down Conrad and then into the chase, I'm guessing. Yep.
Yeah, it's going to do them.
So,
look at that.
I wonder if there was some delay caused by Chris in the twisty bits that were preceding that. Could be, because he was
normally with that. It's the exit from
elbow,
the nasty corner,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah,
Forest elbow, yeah,
Bonkers elbow.
Bonkers elbow. So back similar to what we were before. Miguel leading from Greg this time, not Matthias.
Well, he's very comfortable. Obviously, quite happy to be in the front.
Yeah.
Well, he saw the opportunity there and clearly got a very good release from the previous corner. And when you've got that, you're almost obliged to take it. The opportunity's there. You can't really not take it. You might not get another chance.
No, true. And Wobbly and Stephen almost stalking this top three cars ahead of them.
Yes.
Let's have a look at what Wobbly sees from his cockpit.
They're still dangerous. They're there and thereabouts. And
yeah.
It only takes one mistake. This race has got... We're only just over halfway. And you can see what it's like driving down the mountain. This is dangerous.
The down bit, for me, is more terrifying than the up bit. I don't know
whether that's absolutely. Every time.
Right, okay.
I'm sure it is, Pete. I think it is. It's just the sheer pace of the downhill. It causes much more grief than the uphill section. Once you've learned that left-hander halfway up the hill, you're pretty much cool with that. The downhill is just a nightmare. It's like, your hair's standing on the end.
Yeah.
It took me 2 years before I could get down there without fainting.
Now, I'm not going to mention what we just saw from Wobbly's car. So I don't. There's a lot of tactics at work. Is the best way I can describe what I've just seen. For those on the chat and viewing, you'll also be aware. Right, let's go. Oh, we're not on replay. No. Right. Okay. Let's go back to looking at cars from outside.
That's Miguel with his foot down.
It is. And he's now gapping the two RD Simsport cars. That's RD Simsport 1 and RD Simsport 4. Matthias being in Team 4. That's how many cars they put forward this season. Hopefully that'll continue because...
All of them driving like maniacs as well.
Yeah.
They're fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah. Brilliant
What a
performance.
team. I tell you, they've got some fantastic drivers in their squad.
Yeah, they don't know how to drive slowly. It's remarkable. Okay, so...
It's great for iRacing that we've got this quality of people and these great teams. It's lovely to see them out there and performing. And yes, this is the heartland of our community.
It is. So that's a good terminology, the heartland of our community. Right, this is Andreas Gilman now still trying to chase down Alex Sablon-Oledo, who's got, is that Chris Young? It is, isn't it? Chris Young just in front. So Chris doesn't want to be delayed at all. Rene Earhart isn't that far behind. He's literally there. So the Pro-Am leader is going to get hunted down here by Rene Earhart from Cutting Corny TCR team. So the Cutting Corny fans that are out there, keep watching. This could change at any minute.
Well, isn't it? That's that gap's really come down.
It has. It's come down a lot. Less than a second behind he is. I think. I'll figure that out in a minute. What is he? No, he's 1.9 seconds behind at the moment, so not insurmountable at all, and got the toe of two very
He's
fast
got good,
cars.
yeah, he's got some great toe as well.
Yeah. So that could come
Which
to the
I'm pretty
front.
sure is probably partly why he's the gap's closing, because he's got some excellent toe there.
Yeah. Fleisch says go Renee. Yeah, he needs all the shout outs he can get at the moment. He's doing brilliantly well, and he's got a class victory in sight. Chris Young won't want to get it up though.
Yes, Mr. Young's probably got something to say about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Stefan's doing very well and hanging on to his third place. And Sam has got in between him and Carl.
Where is Sam? Where is Sam there?
Sam has popped in. Well, we had the race with Carl chasing Stefan.
Yeah, yeah.
At 5 seconds. And, it looks like Sam's just nipped in and on his way up, no doubt.
And that is James Holman in for his second stop. So he's got the opposite tactic of everybody at the front. Now, he's moved up quite a lot in the first stint. Now, I'm sure he's going to have to pay some of that back at some point. So we're going to have to wait and see how this all floats out. Yeah.
Come on, matey.
He's certainly giving us a race to think about. And he's staying with his tactic, which means it probably is working for him. It's just I'm too stupid to work it out.
Well, yeah. You and me also.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm not having any trouble working this out. This is Miguel trying to break the toe and get away.
He is, yeah. He's got,
because he knows about the fuel saving of these chaps behind him.
Yeah, he's got another. What's that? He's got quite a few laps before the pit stop, but he's going to want to gap them so that there's. Greg going sideways through that Forest Elbow and lost time.
He doesn't want the. Well, Greg did such a short stop on that last one. Is he going to be comfortable for fuel?
Oh, that's a good point. Don't know. Let's just jump on board and see what his engine sounds like, shall we? I mean, Miguel looks like a little blip in front of him. That's only a second, folks.
Yeah, it's not a significant gap yet, but it's just a sign that Miguel's really pressing the pace now in a way he wasn't previously.
Yeah. Everybody goes to the grass. Massive boulders fly at the car behind. They haven't sorted that out yet, have they, Alan? Still makes me blink.
Can't beat a nice boulder coming at you.
Right, so Miguel is keeping it about a second-ish. If we join Matthias, he's got a face full of Greg, obviously. And then Stephen and Wobbly, likewise, so...
All round there, sweet. None of them losing time getting around there, were they?
No, not at all. They're all still on it.
Look at that.
And then this group, a bit further back now, is come back together.
So, Mr. Mills is chasing.
Yeah, Mr.
There's a
Mills.
big gap there, 11 seconds.
Yeah.
That's a massive gap now, isn't it?
That
just shows you how the front five are pressing on now, Pete, doesn't it? Goodness.
It does. It's no longer a gap. It's more of a void. That's the new
getting on. It's on its way to 12 seconds, and that is huge.
And it's
unrecoverable.
Yeah,
it's an unrecoverable gap now.
8 seconds behind him as well. He's on a race all of his own. He's probably forgotten there's anybody else on the track.
Well, Mr. Johansson will be trying to remind him.
Yeah.
He's not hanging about, and I think he wants to close that gap. He's got Pete behind him, chasing hard as well. Now Pete's got pace, and he won't be slowing down particularly, so he'll be definitely trying to catch up with him.
I mean, he's got Constantino behind him as well, so he's not going to want to.
Yes.
He's not going to want to slouch, is he?
No, he can't afford to. Can he?
No, not at all. I think David Johansson will bridge the gap to Daniel Mills, but he's currently circulating an entire second slower than the guys at the front of the field. And I don't know whether that's because he's fuel saving. So it might be a massive fuel save on David Johansson's part.
That's an unseemly gap.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This is crowded here now. So this is Jamie Wilson, Carl Hardy, James Holman, who you could argue is out of position, Jura Larkinen and Demis Ticcilar.
Right. Well, yes. I think you're probably right. Mr. Holman is out of place, and he'll be looking to get by them. Whether he's going to manage it is yet to be determined.
Greg Defron to the pits. You were right, Alan. He doesn't have enough fuel. He's short fueled in the previous stint. He's now out of sequence with the top 5 cars. This might be the ruination of his race, really. He's going to lose all that tow that he had a minute ago.
Yeah, this isn't. He won't be happy with having to do this.
You know, and I'm saying that, folks,
I don't see
you all
what
know
else
by
he
now.
could have done.
Well, yeah.
He obviously short-stopped. So
I think he must have. But as you all know, folks, by now, Pete knows nothing about tactics. So I am not professing that is the actual result. Fleisch says he has to be. He was pitting in lap 7. Yeah, that was for James Holman. Sorry, that's a bit of a delayed reading of message. Where is James now? James is in that other battle with Jamie Wilson and co. Yeah.
16th.
Yeah, there's a whole load of cars just entered pit road here for their scheduled stops. So maybe Greg is not out of too much sequence.
Oh, cars on the ramps.
Oh, what? He's taking tyres. Is that on? Do we normally? I don't think we do we?
No.
Oh! And
so
did PVG.
Oh my word! I hope this is planned for.
Yeah, me too. I didn't think we did that.
Early in the race.
Yeah,
we don't normally change tyres.
Right. These two geodesic cars of Wobbly and Stephen, are being dropped now by the cars in front. A gap was caused with Greg pitting, and Matthias has decided to try and jump that gap to Miguel. But he's ended up forging a gap behind him. I think these two have got a tactic all together, and we'll see how it pans out before the end of the race. They kind of look like they're racing.
Looking at that.
Yeah.
Stephen's looking at Wobbly.
That would be interesting if these two were to go at it now.
Well, perhaps Stephen doesn't like that gap growing.
Maybe not. You might be right. Oh, here goes Wobbly. No, I thought Wobbly was going to the pits. He's let Stephen go. Now, that is interesting. Maybe Stephen has fuel saved enough, if that's what's going on. Maybe Wobbly needs to fuel save a bit more to reach a number. There's all sorts could be happening. James Holman has found Jamie Wilson on track and on Conrod Straight. He's trying to do something about it. Now, what will Jamie do? Is he going to race him for it? He usually does.
I think James will get past.
Yeah. Jamie's filed in.
Yeah.
Not fighting it. Not going back after him.
Well, he won't do anything stupid.
No, true. He'll probably view it that it's not his race. It's not his championship, is it? So, in the Pro-Ams, you can see it there. Let me just sort you out, folks, with class standings. Pro-Ams, Chris Young leads from Rene Earhart by 2.7 seconds. And then Stefan, what a great performance so far in this race.
Yeah, he's hanging on brilliantly. Yeah. Only 9 seconds as well.
Yep, not a massive margin. Differences in AM class. Rob Sutherland leads Silas Goebel by 27.5 seconds, Alan. That's monstrous.
Well, that's just class by Rob.
It is, yeah. And Paul Hurley in third.
You know, but this is his swan song as an AM.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a very worthy thing that he's putting in there, and he's demonstrating just why he's going to step on the top step of the podium this season.
Yeah. Now my screen just said that P. Van Gool has crashed. I don't believe it. Let's just see what it. Oh no, he has. Because we wouldn't get this. Oh, what is?
Oh, that was Chris.
He's tagged Chris.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
He's done more than tag him.
Oh, that's bad. Oh dear.
Yeah. Let's just.
Oh, groan.
Groan and ack.
Oh, that's very disappointing for Pete. I bet he was loving this. And what's gone on here?
Broken rear suspension. Yeah.
Caught the back of his car. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else he could do. He's got to surrender to the fates there, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
That's the towing.
Oh no, I didn't see that. I haven't.
Oh,
No,
yes.
something else.
What's happened?
Alex Savlon Oledo in the chat said whole race fuel saving to crash on my own. What? I can't even find the event.
Well, Mr. Freitas is in second place. That's enough for me.
Oh what? Eh? Oh hello. Oh no, I'm missing more stuff. Right, give me a minute. I'll find that. I can't find Alex's crash. It's not even come up on the screen. And nor has Matthias. Is that recent?
Well, Matthias has done something clever. Oh, well, it's very likely that Miguel's had an incident of some kind.
Right, let's have a look. I found it. I found this one. Oh, right.
Oh, he's right up his... There you go.
He's up
right
his proverbial, yeah.
He is.
Perfect. Perfect approach.
Oh, he's going to do him on the inside. That is just class.
So that is Miguel not wanting to get any kind of incidents at all.
Yes.
Safe.
Well, we can see that he's not concerned about crossing the line in first position.
Yeah.
He's got more important things on his mind, and it's a piece of wood.
Yeah. Thijs van Gool says, ow, no. And Pete van Gool gives us a wave, Alan.
Oh,
he's gone.
Yeah, heartbreak, mate.
Yeah,
heartbreak.
not good.
Really sad to see that.
Not good.
Sad to see that.
Right, let me get the pit laps back on again, because it resets every time I do that. Pit lap is that one.
So Miguel gave it his best shot to get away. I think he thought if he could make a gap and get away and just circulate around, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But he couldn't do it, and I think the effort of trying to keep Mr. Pentilla behind him was just a bit too much, probably more than he fancied. He probably didn't fancy another 20 minutes of that.
No.
In his rear view mirror when there's no need.
No.
He just needs a top 10 finish, and he's well on his way to one at the moment. Hello.
JB Dejay to pit road for a scheduled stop. Nice pit lane entry. That was very professional. Well done, JB.
Somebody driving in instead of flying in, which is nice.
Yeah. Jay Corley getting...
well, Alberto's reciting, so...
He really is, and he's miles out of position. He's 16 places out of position at the minute.
Well, we know how fast Jay is, and look at that. He's just... Jay's going to be hanging on. Hang on to him, but... how do you hang on to somebody who's that quick?
Yeah, Pro-Am leader into the pits, Chris Young.
Oh.
Where's Renee? Renee's going to take over the lead of Pro-Am for a temporary amount of time. There's back at the front here, Matthias and Miguel, still within touch at least. So we've got 18 minutes.
Do you think Renee's been fuel saving?
Yeah. Absolutely. Right.
If he is, then he doesn't have to come in again. And
well, I think he probably will. I think there's only going to be maybe Sam Blease, wherever he is. Oh, Sam Blease is miles back, but Sam Blease is out.
Well, on to Sam.
Don't know. I can't even find an incident.
Didn't come up on... Oh,
no.
Dear.
Oh, hang on. What's that? Sam Blease passed...
He was, because he was with Stephen.
He was? No, he wasn't. That was Wobbly.
Oh, it was Wobbly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sam...
So what up to Sam?
Don't know. Sam, I think, just got disenchanted. There's nothing other than him quitting out.
Oh, he was a down a lap.
Yeah.
So something must have discommoded the poor man and given it best for tonight by the looks of it.
Yeah, T has got on the back of Dietmar. No, he's past Dietmar. He's on the back of Jura, who's just come out of the pits. No, he hasn't. Who's that? Demis. Is that Demis? Yeah. So he's onto the back of Demis. These have all pitted on the same schedule, if you know what I mean. They're both pitted twice. Right, at the front, Matthias continues to pull away here from Miguel Freitas. no mean feat, but then Matthias does have masses of talent. He's got so much talent, Alan, that they bottle his sweat and sell it so that other people can benefit from it. It has magic racing quality, racing performance qualities to it.
Yes.
You smear it on yourself and you become faster.
It's going to take a very good drive to beat him today now.
Yeah. And of course, Miguel's not bothered about beating him.
No, no, no.
Miguel just needs to stay in the top 10.
Yes, I think he gave it his best shot just to get away. He couldn't do it, and it wasn't worth the fight.
No, definitely not.
Putting yourself under pressure and maybe risking a bad outcome when you don't really need to be doing that and putting that kind of pressure on yourself because you don't need the win.
No, I know. And we've got another round of pit stops for these guys at the top here. We've got the top 6 guys up to David Johansson who have yet to pit for their second stop. So that'll be interesting to see what order we get after they've been in. Given the fact that Greg had to pit a bit earlier because he shortened his first stop. So let's just keep watching, folks, because I think it will get a bit tasty as Stephen Walker now starts to put pressure on Miguel himself. Good grief. Right.
Yes, well, I'm not sure Stephen thinks he's finished today. He's got 15 minutes and he's looking fairly spicy.
Yeah. Right. There he goes.
Yeah. Well, Stephen wants to get up behind Mr. Pentila now.
Yeah.
He needs to close that gap.
Now what?
If he's going to do anything.
Yeah. So these 3 go around again. This will reduce their overall stop when they do pit. As Miguel makes his way right to the very end of pit road. It must feel like an eternity trying to get to that pit box. We're going to have to keep an eye here on Greg Daffron, the least Frenchman ever. As he comes round Murray's, sets off over the start-finish line and heads towards Hell Corner. What is Miguel doing? Is he moving yet or not? Yeah, he's gone. Right, so that's not worked out well for Greg. Not yet, anyway.
Well, Miguel was a fairly short stop there. He obviously... they're so good at counting the fuel, these guys. They know to the millimetre how much fuel they've got and how much they need.
Yeah, that was Miguel just disappearing and down the bottom of our picture there, off that bump that Alan was describing, Make Chicago Light, earlier. And that is Greg. So there's... What is that? Between he and there, 8.8 seconds is what Greg has managed to lose across the piece. Whether he makes that up or not on Miguel by the end of the race, I'm not sure. But there is only 13 minutes to go, which means all eyes need to turn towards these 3 cars here. What have they got? As I'm pretty sure I heard Matthias hit the wall there. What have they got in an answer to Miguel? Stephen Walker looks to me like the favoured car at the minute, Alan. If I was to put a fiver on it between you and me, I'd be putting mine on Stephen Walker. And I don't even know why I think that.
Well, you think that because we've seen it all before, Pete.
Yeah.
We've seen it all before. And we've seen his fearsome pace at the end of races, especially around here.
Yep.
And I'd be the last one to count Stephen Walker out of the finish of any race. He's one of the best drivers I've ever seen.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I remember him winning a championship here where he won every race.
Yes, he did. Shocking. Oh, here we go. Right, Matthias is in. His pit box is a little bit earlier and he's going to drive 3 cars to get there. Right, let's have a look and see where Renee is for the Cutting Corny fans. He's in 13th at the moment. There are cars ahead of him that need to pit. Dietmar is in 20th, and that's a good result for Dietmar if he stays there.
Stephen's put a second and a half into wobbly.
Yeah. So Matthias is in the pits. Where is Miguel? Miguel is about to pass him. So Sim Racer 24/7. Oh, is he? Is he though? Ooh!
No.
Oh dear. Oh hello. Sim Racer 24/7 just schooled me somewhat. And just lost out, I think. Oh, Cutting Corny Studio might have just lost out to him as well. So well done to you. Right. So Miguel's not going to want anything to do really with Matthias unless he wants to go out on a massive high. Right, where is Stephen Walker?
I wonder if Miguel was expecting to have it dumped right back in his lap.
I don't know. Miguel said before he's been occasionally surprised by where people have ended up. Look at what's happening in Pro-Am. Look at what's happening in Pro-Am. Chris Young is in your screens. Look who's right behind him. That is only 4 seconds of time back to Rene Earhart. So Chris Young and Rene, 1 and 2 in the championship, are 1 and 2 on track in the Pro-Ams, and they are within spitting distance of each other. This one's going to get interesting, I think. 10 minutes to go, folks. 10 minutes.
Well, it's been a good race for the pair of them already.
Yeah.
It has. And Stefan is held 3rd place as well.
Stefan's doing good. Yeah. He's got a big gap behind him of 7 seconds to Jamie Wilson, who's back here on Mountain Straight, leading into Quarry. And then in the AM standings, Rob Sutherland now leads by less. It's 20.9 seconds now over Silas. So Silas having a great race. Oh, right, here we go. Right, leaders are in. Provisional leaders are in. Daniel Mills is going to come round and pit. We are looking for Matthias and Miguel to see where they're going to come out against the 2 geodesic cars who are in formation flight mode down pit road. This is Stephen and Wobbly's just driven through him. Don't worry about that, folks. That's just what happens. David Johansson's in pit lane behind them somewhere. Just entering now. That was a fast pit entry. I like that.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
right, here we go.
Scare him, stop it. Ooh.
Oh my God. Do not look away, everybody. This is it. This is it. And I thought something was coming good here.
No, 8.5 minutes.
Miguel's like, what do I need to do just to get a quiet bit of track? So Stephen Walker wants to win this race. You can tell by the car behaviour. And he's out on the dirty stuff, and it's bad out here on the dirty stuff. Right, okay. We are almost as we were. Greg Daffron is the unlucky loser here from his tactic, I think. Something went wrong on that first stop. He thought he was doing something great, and it hasn't worked out for him this time. Wow. Honestly.
Well, it was fun, and, you know.
Yeah, you've got to try something. You've got to try something. And my word.
Well, we're back to exactly where we were.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
We've been right round the houses to ride back exactly where we were.
Yeah, Rene Earhart's picked up a position. He's in 12th now, as opposed to 13th. Dietmar still holding his own in his qualifying position at 20th. Well done to you. Matthias.
Up to Mr. Hardy.
Hardy.
As well.
Where's Carl? Carl is
21st.
Yeah, what's going on there? Well, he's up 6 places from his start position, so that's still a decent amount of overtakes. Tony Walker, a couple of places ahead of him, up 11. Most forward
backwards
moving.
And forwards, up and down.
Yeah. Tony Walker's done a sterling job this race.
Carl was with Jamie Wilson, though, wasn't he?
Carl was with Jamie, yeah. Jamie's up here in 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Carl's
Ura.
down 21st now, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Ura's going to try and sort him out.
Could be the pit stops.
Good bit of driving by Ura, to be fair.
Oh, of course, I know what happened. He went on the blooming ramps.
He took tyres. Yeah.
Yes, they went on the ramps, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't on purpose, because it's result.
Yeah. So, well, both cars did it. Both cars did it. PVG and Carl. So.
Yeah, if anybody's going to, well, you wouldn't think PVG would forget to turn his tyre off.
Carl, maybe, if he's distracted by the pie menu.
Yes, well, yes. I could see my captain doing it, but
Silas is like, oh my god.
It's a bit of a poser.
Silas is like,
Perhaps
oh my
they
god, I'm
thought
trying
the
to keep
tyres
out.
were going to go off so badly. Or perhaps they had wet tyres on.
Maybe they had wet. No, because they were all on dries. I checked at the start. Right, let's have a look.
You'd like to drive an Arrow on in these conditions on wets.
You know, and
they turn to licorice after when they get hot.
Yeah. 74 minutes in, Alan, and between first and fourth, there is a whopping 1.9 seconds.
Oh, which is that?
Yeah.
Doesn't look that far, does it?
It's obscene, isn't it? Wobbly.
Oh,
mega wide, going over the skyline and sideways coming out of it.
Miguel.
Yeah.
Keep it on the road, lad.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, because he needs to. One little incident could be the end of his race with 5 minutes to go. And therefore his championship. He needs to be clean, and he's just hit the wall. Oh.
Twice now.
Oh, calm. That's what Miguel needs right now.
Well, he's racing Stephen.
He is racing Stephen. Stephen's going to want to pass this. I think Stephen wants the win. I do, honestly, think that.
If I was Miguel, I'd let Stephen go.
Me too. I'd have nothing to do with it at all.
No. I wouldn't risk my championship for the sake of one place.
No.
But these guys are competitive racers.
I think Stephen is after the win. His lucky wookie underpants are on fire right now. Hopefully he's listening to that. Just made him laugh. That's why I say these things.
Come on.
There's a bit of paint traded on the back of Miguel's car there.
Yes.
Right. What can Stephen do going up Mountain Straight? Probably nothing, because there's no advantage here. Miguel has got the tow from the back of Matthias's car anyway. That's just going to nullify anything that Stephen would get. Stephen's wriggling about behind him. He wants to let him know, I want through. I want to have a go at Matthias. They're not in the same chat. I know they're not. They never are. Wobbly is sat back, waiting for the spoils, really, I think.
Yes.
Right, let's have a look at Tony.
We're just hoping there isn't any spoils.
Yeah, Tony's about to get his 12th position here. If he can go around the outside. Oh, that's going to be tight. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Oh.
Is he doing it? I don't know. I can't tell.
It's neck and neck.
It is.
He's got the edge.
Later on the brakes.
He's got the wrong side there. He hasn't got the inside.
It doesn't matter here. You can get great
Can
drive.
Not
Like that, though.
The grass.
Oh, that's a bit intimate. Oh, it's going to carry on into Hell Corner. It's called Hell Corner for a reason, don't forget. Oh, he's doing it. Is he? Is he? Yes. Well done, T. Well done.
Crikey.
Whew. Blood pressure pills, please.
Just a bit.
Yeah. Right, this is James Holman chasing down David Johansson. James Holman's qualifying was the thing that crippled him, I think. He didn't do particularly well. He joined practice late, actually. He was one of the last cars to join, so maybe it's that. Maybe he's just not had the opportunity in his working week to get behind the wheel and do some laps of Bathurst.
Yes, it's certainly people have put a bit of time in for this. They were expecting the worst, bad conditions and a very tight race, and they've had the tight race all right.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate with the conditions. I didn't come to the full wet that we were threatened with, and poof, thank heavens.
White flag.
White flag. Flying.
Yeah, well spotted, Alan.
Goodness me.
So this is it. Stephen's
come on, one lap.
Yeah, Stephen's run out of aggression.
He's given best. I think he's just decided it's not worth that kind of blood pressure.
He gave it his all. He really did. You could see the behaviour of the car was like, I am having this.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at spotting when people are trying hard.
Yeah.
It's because I never see my car do it.
It looks so different, yeah.
Yeah, it's so different.
So we will focus on Matthias Pentilla for the remainder of this lap. He's got some challenging corners to go. We'll jump on board with him because we haven't so far.
And he's had to work for this race.
Yeah.
He's earned this victory. Presumably he gets it.
It looks so calm. Why is there no fighting over the steering wheel? What's going on?
This is the sign of these people, isn't it? They always put just the right amount of lock in. There's no sort of massive major adjustments.
Look at that.
It just
so
steers it through.
Oh my God, that is so clean.
I know.
Am I allowed to hate him for being such a good driver? I don't know.
No.
No? Not allowed?
No.
Okay.
Push the admirable.
Admire. Right, okay, I'll click that one instead. Right, and off down Conrad he goes. He's got a 1 second lead. That's what that looks like. That's massive. And Stephen Walker has closed a little on Miguel, but he's not going to be able to do anything from there. So, Matthias Pentilla. I think this is his first race victory with us for RD Simsport 4. They put 4 teams in.
Well, he's another great performance by an RD driver.
Yes, of which there are many.
Yes, they've just been loads of them, and now we've got another one to deal with. Another great RD driver who can win races. And just put in titanic performances.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere, and there you go, folks.
Team.
It's done.
What a team! Congratulations, chaps.
Yeah.
Very well driven, a lot of you.
Brilliant racing. Brilliant racing.
What a race! Well, goodness me.
Greg,
well, that couldn't have been any better.
Perfect
racing.
Greg and Dan over the line. David Johansson, where is he? He's a bit further back, but he's going to get himself a 7th position out of this. And he's going to get chased to the line by James Holman. Wow. Close finish in the end.
Top 10 finishes in this race. Oh, that's some driving.
Yeah.
Goodness me, it is. And I've got to say, Chris and Renee have done brilliantly.
Yeah. They really
Absolutely brilliantly. To be competitive in this field with the speed of these chaps, that's fantastic driving by them.
Where is Chris? There he is over the line. That's his championship sorted, and Renee gets 2nd in the championship and on track in that class.
Fantastic. Well, that sums it up. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Where's Stefan? Stefan over the line in 3rd in class. He'll be chuffed with that. If he's not, then there's something wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be.
Yeah. Rob Sutherland still making his way down the mountain at the minute. He's got Luke Jones behind him and putting pressure on him, actually. Oh, and Luke's just
Luke
properly done the wall there, and that's messed his car up a bit. Silas already over the line. Carl Hardy over the line. Dietmar in 21st. He got pipped by Carl Hardy before the end of the race. Jay Corley.
And well done, Skipper.
Yeah.
Well, he brought it home. That's what we wanted to do. And we want to see these guys bring the cars home. And brilliant performances by everybody. Congratulations to everybody tonight. They've given us a great race to enjoy. And a worthy climax to the season.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Couldn't have said it better.
I'm through for Miguel.
Yeah, Rob Sutherland consolidates his title here as the AM-Class champion. We're going to have quite a few interviews, I would expect. So feel free, Alan, to... Matthias getting pushed by James Holman here to try and get his car back to pit road.
Teamwork.
Yeah. But yeah...
nice to see. We don't do a lot of that.
Do they really? Okay. We usually get a bit of formation flying from the RD teams, so yeah.
Well, there we go. That's not a bad go at it.
Aye, yeah.
Right, it's very nice to see.
It is.
Like a little train.
Choo-choo! Here we go. 3 of them in it now. Picking up speed.
Casey Jones.
Yeah. Oh, dear. But no, feel free to bail out whenever you feel you need to, Alan. I do feel that interviews might roll on, with it being the last race of the season.
Yes. I'm not sure I want to cop for all the sentimentality that like to come my way, to be honest.
In that
I think
case,
I'm emotionally ill-equipped to deal with it.
okay, yeah, fair enough. I
Do you
don't blame
understand
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm fully on board. I'm fully on
It
board.
didn't take you very much to fill me up twice in 5 minutes.
Simracer 24/7 says, "What a fantastic season! Well done to everyone involved, especially you two. I'm assuming he means us. Congrats to all the champions, especially RD Simsport. Everyone has worked so hard all season on setups. And Tommy Battelle, sorry, says, well deserved, Chris. Good job. Proud of you, little bro. Yeah, there's lots coming through on the chat. I can't keep up. But
I'm sure that everybody must be happy with their drivers.
You can only expect, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, crikey. They pulled their hearts out all season for us.
They have.
They really are.
Yeah, it's been a spectacular season. Matthias Pentila brought home the victory for RD Simsport 4 in his first victory, I think, I'm pretty sure, for BSTV Leagues in this TCR Challenge Cup, so well done to you. Miguel Freitas secures his championship by finishing second tonight for Impulse Racing. If he's not emotional, he will be when he gets his hands on my wood. Stephen Walker finished third with the luckiest underpants in Christendom for Hydro Race Geodesic Racing, with his teammate Wobbly following him home in fourth place there for the Hydro Race Geodesic Racing white team. Greg Daffron, that first pit stop did it for him, I think, in fifth there for RD Simsport, and his sister teammate Daniel Mills in sixth there for RD Simsport 2. David Johansson finished 7th for a Sim Racing Grid. James Holman 8th for RD Simsport. Constantino Marino finished 9th for ADX JCB. And Andreas Gilman rounds out the top 10 tonight, folks, for Impulse Racing. Chris Young finished 11th and top of the class and takes home that championship for the Pro-Am Series. Well done, Chris.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Couldn't have said a better word. For RD Simsport 3, Rene Earhart, second on the track for Pro-Am, 12th on track for Cutting Corny TCR team, and second in that championship. Hats off to you. You've deserved that, absolutely. The safest driver this season, unless something ridiculous happened that I'm not aware of. And Pete Newman in 13th there for Result X Pure Sims, with Stefan Goebel getting a podium position here for Pro-Am, 14th on track, VTS Esports, and that's a stellar season for Stefan. Leads his Pro-Am competitors over the line. Jamie Wilson in 15th for Team Chimera, Jura Larkinen in 16th for Hydro Race Racing Forces, and Tony Walker T finishing in 17th. Some good overtakes from T in that race, Alan. We saw him in quite a lot of stuff.
He's had a great season, Tony.
Yeah.
And yet another great season. He's just continued to demonstrate his quality, and what a great driver he's turned out to be. Another fantastic driver from the Walker family.
Yeah.
Well done, Tony.
If they've got any more kids that want to get a rig and a steering wheel, then I'm sure everybody else will be terrified. Demis Tigchalar, 18th for Hydro Race Racing Forces. 19th was Carl Hardy, Pie Man himself, your gaffer, Result Clothing. That's pretty good.
Yes.
In theory.
Yeah, he'll be glad to have got over the line and enjoyed the race.
Well, he started 27th, so he's done all right.
Triumph to actually get to the end in one piece.
Yeah, Cutting Corny fans, 20th for Dietmar Hoos. He's done well in the championship.
Another great drive by Dietmar.
Yeah. Alberto Cigolini would have hoped for better, I think. There was some stuff going on with him tonight. ADX JCB, 21st. Jay Corley, we saw what happened to him, 22nd. Unfortunate, has to be said, for Result X Pure Sims. Callum Brandt, 23rd for RD Simsport 3. Rob Sutherland takes home that AM Championship.
Yes,
in fine style.
The oranges look good there, don't they?
Yeah. And has won it in real good fashion here tonight at Bathurst. 24th for him for RD Simsport 2. Luke Jones, 25th for Ignium Motorsport, with Silas Goebel second in the end in that class tonight. And I think he's probably consolidated his position in the championships. Let me have a quick look. Where was he? Yeah, he will have definitely. Well, he could have actually finished in second. We'll have to see later on. I can't do anything with the standings at the minute myself. So yeah, Silas has done remarkably well there for VTS Esports in his second season with us. JB DJ 27th for BSTV. Paul Hurley 28th, which might move him above. It will move him definitely above Chris Dixon. Chris Dixon dropping down there in the championship to 5th place. Paul Hurley taking 4th. For Blade Designs, just an average sim racer. Then we have 29th.
Racing right to the end of the season, Pete.
Oh,
still matters. Not quite, still matter, eh?
Yeah, to the bitter end, yeah. Fiona Fee finished 29th tonight for work out by result ahead of her own teammate Chris Dixon, 30th, who had a bit of a rough and tumble at the dipper there with Pete Van Gool, who finished behind him, 31st, result clothing. Alex Savillano Ledo, we heard from him on chat, 32nd for Hydro Race Racing Forces. Sam Blees seemed to quit out for me for Hydro Race Geodesic. Michael Hall, 34th for Result X Pure Sims. Daniel Lewis, 35th for Blade Designs SRL. And Andy Littler, 36th for Work Guard by Result. Wow, that was some kind of racing tonight, Alan.
Yeah, that was. Well, you know, it's an emotional evening for me, and if they wanted to put on a show that was going to warm my heart and let me leave this seat on a very high moment, they've done everything that I could have asked for. I'm going to go, Pete, because I'm going to get upset.
Okay. Okay.
You matter a lot to me, you people. It's been a joy to be here. And I'm going to go and fill my whiskey up and watch the end of the chats.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
Catch you later, my darling.
Yeah, take care, Alan. Love you. Right, so, folks, we will start our round of interviews. Has Matthias joined the chat? No, he hasn't. As we say, for me it's bitter, but it's a fond farewell to Alan from the booth, and he's more than welcome to join us. As I said many times, whenever he wishes to in any of our leagues. Let us bring into the booth, because it only seems right to do so, Mr. Miguel Freitas. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sorry, I'll retitle you, shall I? Our current and new reigning champion, Miguel Freitas. Hey! So,
that was good to hear.
Yeah. How tense was that for you in that last race? Because I calculated that if you'd finished in 10th or worst and James had finished in 1st, you would have given up that position to him in the championship. James didn't have the best of qualifying, and I don't know really what happened. Greg, it looked like, had taken the challenge to you, but then he seemed to have a really quick pit stop in the first one. And never recovered from it, and it was down to Matthias to try and spoil your party, but he wasn't able to. What was that? How did that feel for you?
Yeah, to be honest, I had no idea about the points. I just wanted to be in front of James and Greg. They were both close to me on points, so I just wanted to be in front of them. It was the only tactic I had for today.
Right.
So yeah, it was very stressful, the whole race, especially because I was leading and I knew that everyone was saving behind me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to save as well, but that's very hard when you are leading and everyone is very close to you. So in the end, it worked out. But to be honest, when Greg got out in front of me after the first pit stop, I thought he just saved more or something like that. But it seems like he just took a short fuel stop on the first one and then lost time on the second one. So yeah. All in all, it went very well for me.
Awesome stuff. I mean, you know, you're a welcome addition to the very top spot. You're now a multiple champion of this series. I've already bought the trophies for next season, so you probably want to come back. There's going to be a team trophy for the next 3 seasons at the very least. So yeah, hopefully you've got it. I mean, the next one is a summer season. I know that you last season you were absent for a few races over the summer, and rightly so. You know, everybody's got lives. We need to go and find some sunshine. And well, you don't. You've already got the bloody sunshine. Where do Portuguese people holiday? You're already in the holiday destination. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's like from April to October. It's summer.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my personal invitation to your house so that I can have a holiday. But yeah, anyway, you will finally get your hands on some of my wood, which is always good, right?
I've been dreaming for that for a long time.
Oh dear, so many generations of people have been saying the same thing. But yeah, it's very well deserved. You've conducted yourself with such professionalism this season, stayed out of all the ruckus and all the dramas, and had some great results along the way as well by doing so. It's been a very, very calculated season. Do you think you will be back with us for next season, or is this going to be a season where you can't do them all?
I'm afraid that probably this is my last season, as I'm trying to move away from TCR after 5 years or so.
Yeah, what are you going to move towards?
I don't know for what car I will be moving. I will try GT4 first, but either that or prototypes or something like that. I will try. Maybe I will back to TCRs in 2 seasons if I don't like it. But yeah, I will just try something new. I think it's time for it. And yeah, I've loved my time on TCRs, and yeah, I just want to do something different for a change.
Well, you will be sorely missed in this series. Everybody will be wanting to be the individual that took the championship away from you on track. And you're not going to give them that opportunity. So, it's probably right that you do that, and you go and find something that really engages you. A change is as good as a rest, as they say in the UK. And I wish you very, very well. I don't do a GT4 league. I used to. It used to be in conjunction with this one. It was an LMS series. So, but we don't do that anymore. But I do honestly wish you the very best of successes in whatever you choose to do, and I know you'll get it because you are such a massive talent behind the wheel of any car, I'm sure. Anybody you want to shout out to before I let you go and celebrate and make room? Obviously, you're going to have to find some way for them to get this trophy into your house. I mean, you might have to take the front windows out. I'm not sure.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and celebrate? Using probably lots of port. That's where port's made, isn't it? Around Porto.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's on my city.
Yeah, too right. Anybody you want to shout out to, Miguel?
Yeah, I want to shout out Impulse Racing, the whole team, and especially the TCR guys, and even more especially Andreas for keeping up with me all the season here. Also, a shout out to both of you for the commentaries. They were amazing, and for everyone that put this league together. It was my favorite so far. I don't know, I've been racing this for like 3 years or so now, and I really had fun. And yeah, I just want to change car, but otherwise I would keep participating in this league. But maybe I will miss it and be back. And the last shout out.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
The last shout out is to Alex Ledo, because the only drama I had this season, it was 2 times I crashed him when he was doing pretty good. So yeah, sorry for him, and yeah, he's very fast, and I hope he has better luck next season.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he will. It's with a heavy heart that we say goodbye to you, potentially, Miguel. We do hope that you join us again in future seasons. There's lots of people that go off and do stuff and then eventually come back to us. Many of the stalwart drivers that we see in here regularly are such, and it's great to hear that you would consider coming back to us. I hope you enjoy getting your hands on my wood. It won't be too long, I'm sure. I'll be putting in the post either this weekend or next, and I'll expect a little photograph of you stroking it affectionately. Double entendres to one side. You are such a massive talent, Miguel, and it is no surprise that you've managed to get this title again for the second time. It's always fantastic watching you race, and celebrate and enjoy. Miguel Freitas, everybody.
Thank you so much. And I will be watching the races next season, so look up for me in the chat.
Will do. Cheers. Thanks, Miguel.
See ya.
Such a nice guy. It'll be a shame to see him disappear off to other racing seasons, but these things have to happen. Everybody's in it for their enjoyment, and if you want to find something new, do something new. That's the way this works. Right. Let's change this up a little bit. We're going to have a quick word here with James Holman. Good evening. Welcome to the chat.
Hello, chaps. How are you?
There's only one chap because it's where are you on this bloody thing? There you are. Right. Right. We've got
Long way down, unfortunately.
Well, we'll come to that in a second. There's only me in the room. Alan has bowed out because it's his last commentary with us, and he's a bit emotional about it. And
I wanted to say some nice words to Alan. Actually,
you can still say them. I have no doubt he will still hear them. So we'll come to that in a second. But talk me through your qualifying. I calculated that Miguel needed to finish 10th or worse rather, and you need to finish on the top spot to take the championship. And I was surprised by your qualifying. And that's not like an insult or anything. It's just, did you have a tough time finding free space on the track? I know you joined practice quite late, didn't you?
As they said in dodgeball, it was a bold strategy, Cotton, and I tried to do something different.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I did. To be honest, I'd done no practice. I'd done about 3 laps practice, but I felt comfortable straight away. I just didn't have the speed. I mean, again, the race showed that as well. So I didn't, it wasn't as if qualifying was an anomaly. And I know I still made a bit of progress, but it wasn't really. Everyone else was just driving away quicker than me during the race, and I couldn't really understand why, because I was pretty much flat all the way up through the hill, and everyone was just pulling away. So whether I was a bit too safe on the setup, I don't know. But look, it is what it is. Congratulations to Miguel. Obviously, he did a fantastic job, and obviously I needed a bit of lady luck, and then I wasn't. Even if I had the lady luck, I don't think I would have been in the position there now to have taken advantage. So no, congratulations to him. He did a great season, and I enjoyed going up against someone of his quality, and obviously so many people at the front are quality drivers. So it was. I think I still got second. So that was a good result. I could have done much more. I don't have any time to practice, so I come into these meetings very much with maybe 2 or 3 laps practice, and that's it, or just jumping straight into qualifying. So my qualifying results show that as well. A lot of the time, I think my best qualifying was Spain, where I was on the front row. But apart from that, I mean, I'm always down in sort of 7th, 10th, 12th.
Well, it just demonstrates your overall skill, doesn't it? Because the skill is getting through drivers, overtaking cleanly, and you can clearly do that whenever you wish to. You've got some serious pace in that car. I don't know what your plans are for next season. Season 20 will launch as soon as Sam comes back and does me a little bit of coding. But yeah, it's ready and available for season 20 very, very shortly. What's the RD Simsport plan? Do you know?
No, I know Rob's in the chat, so he'd be the one that would know best. I mean, personally, it's a big undertaking. I mean, even though I don't do practice, still a big undertaking for with my wife. I've got to say thank you to her, because she puts up with me.
Absolutely.
A couple of hours, and work's been very busy as well, so that kind of throws another sort of spanner into it as well. So I don't know whether I'll do next season. I might do a couple. I'd actually like to get into the Audi and make Audi great again.
Do it. Yeah, that's good. Make it retro. Yeah, too right. Yeah.
So I mean, I like. Yeah, maybe I'll just do like a couple here, a couple there, sort of thing next season, rather than a full championship. But pick the tracks that I enjoy. I mean, the schedule as well. The official schedule next season, doesn't look to be much to my liking, to be honest, either.
Okay, I've not seen it yet. I've not seen the provisional one.
Yeah, it's pretty. I'd say there's only probably 5 or 6 races around that really entice me. The rest of them are pretty naff, to be honest. But I have strange taste in tracks. Like I like Kota, and everyone else in the whole world doesn't seem to like it. But,
no, I don't like Kota either.
Yeah,
sorry, dude.
I think I'm in an island of one there. But,
maybe.
yes, no. I'd like to say, really enjoyed the season. I think myself and Greg have obviously brought home the team's championship, which is fantastic for RD and and obviously Martin as well. He was with us in the first half of the season. But no, it's been fantastic working with Greg, and his first full season doing of any kind, so he's done a fantastic job as well. And I think we both learned a lot racing in this kind of competition, and delighted to win the team's championship, and the fact that we're up there in the safety championship as well. I think we're in top three of that as well.
You are, yeah.
Just goes to show what sort of races that we are, and I say I couldn't. I could have would liked more, but I say it was, but Miguel was fantastic competition. He deserved the win. So
So it'd be great to have all the RD Simsport guys back. You very much embody everything that we hold true to ourselves here at BSTV in terms of fair racing, sportsmanship. The positions are a secondary thing. It's about the community, and we want to promote that as much as possible. So. By all means, feature in next season as much as you or as little as you wish to. You're very much a brilliant driver, and again,
you're making me blush.
Oh well, I'm expecting tears more than anything. But you've done a great job this season. Rob has gone from the chat, even though he's taken home the AM Class Championship. So I can't ask him. I'll ask him on the chat later what the plan is for RD Simsport. But yeah, it's get yourself signed up if you want to race some of the races. This season was oversubscribed quite badly, as in we were supposed to take on 60 and we took on 64 for other people that didn't want to race part way through.
I think that's a testament to you guys though as well, with what you put on the stream and the competition that you put on. That everyone wants, all these top drivers want to come and join this championship. It's a testament to you guys, so well done to everyone, and obviously to Alan, obviously I wish him very well. I enjoy listening to his words, his dulcet tones as well, and I wish him all the best, and hope everything goes well for him in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, well said. Anybody else you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Like I say, my wife for putting up with me, for letting me do this for 12 weeks. It's a bit of an undertaking. She always puts our boy to bed. So when I'm doing this, so big shout out to her. Obviously the whole RD team, everyone. But we've these sort of leagues bring everyone closer together, and I think the 10 of us that have done it, we've had great fun and great laughs over these past 12 weeks, and we've really enjoyed competing in the league. And then obviously our sponsors as well, Welsh Media, FRC and Alfie Swish. Thank you very much for their support this season. I'm glad to brought a bit of silverware back, or woodware, maybe whatever it is, back for them. And lastly to my mum, she's in hospital at the moment, so hello to mum, and hopefully she'll be out soon, and all being well.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we really do hope to see you back for whatever you can race next season. Kind of unlucky that it didn't work out for you this time, to be honest. You took it right to the way to the wire. Thanks to the other half of James Holman, because without you letting him race, because let's face it, that's what happens, right?
Women are the boss at the end of the day, aren't they?
Absolutely right. We wouldn't have had James even for this season, so thank you. What's her name?
Sam. Yeah.
Sorry? Sam.
Yeah.
Right, in that case, Sam, thank you very much. You've allowed us to be thoroughly entertained all season. It's with a possibly heavy heart. Same with Miguel, because he's not going to race this one next season. Or not all of it, anyway. That we say goodbye to James Holman. So thank you very much, James. You will be missed next season if you don't race with us. Hopefully you will.
Thank you, Pete. And there's the other thing as well. Just thank you to you as well, and to Alan and to everyone behind the scenes of making this championship what it is. Like I said before, I touched on it before, but no, thank you very much, and love watching the broadcast back. And just massive thanks to everyone for enabling us to race in this championship. I know you give up a lot of time and it's hard work, especially when these little incidents happen as well. It gets a bit, sort of tense behind the scenes, so we say. And so, no, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will hope that you turn up for some races next season. James Holman,
Yeah,
everybody.
I'll be around. Yeah, thanks, Pete.
Very nice chap to interview, as always. Right, let's see who is next into the booth. We're going to bring in what was our current reigning champion. He's been deposed. Stephen Walker, good evening.
Hola.
Hola, amigo. Bendejo. Right, okay. So you were wearing quite lucky pants tonight, really, weren't you? They were strong, but they weren't quite strong enough to get you onto the top spot. But we saw you in the last few laps giving Miguel a real rough ride. I was convinced you were going to do a move on him. Talk us through your race strategy first, because you and Wobbly kind of sat back for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't get as good a qualifying lap as I wanted to. I could have been in the 18s. I don't know, to be fair, whether it would have moved me up any further. I don't think I could have done a 0.7, but an 8 was about there. I just couldn't quite do it. I only really got one clean lap, and that was my fastest, to be fair, my 19.1. So yeah, I was like, well, I started just behind Wobbly, and I got a better start than him, but then I was on the outside for the first corner, so it meant that who went up my inside?
Greg.
Greg?
Might have been Greg, I think.
Yeah, it was Greg, because then Alberto was behind me for most of the. Yeah, that was it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I was quite happy just sit there and save fuel, and then I think everyone else did. So it was fairly easy to get that extra lap. So we were basically just doing that, I think, and then we made up time. Greg just tried a different strategy. It didn't seem to work out for him, because I think the four of us were quicker, and we got the rest of the field, particularly in the second stint. And again, it was just saving fuel, and then Wobbly just started. I think he got a little bit of damage, and he just started losing the toe. So he let me go, and I managed to drag us back up, while still keeping borderline that extra lap. Yeah, and I was pushing a little bit, and it was going well. The car felt great. This is it's my favourite track, so I was confident. I had a really good race in the official yesterday, in like slightly mixed conditions, like it was in the practice. So whatever happened, I was fairly confident I could be at least in the top 5, to be honest, just because of the track combination and it being me. And then, yeah, pushing, it just cost me. I went for 9 litres in the pit stop, and I probably should have gone for 10, because I could have then pushed without having to worry about it. Whereas I went for 9 thinking, well, if I can get in front and just control the pace for one lap and save enough, and then I can push, because I felt confident that I could keep them behind me at the top of the hill, and then hopefully see what happens in the rest of the track. But yeah, I came out, and they obviously had the better run from the first corner rather than the pit lane, so they got me up the hill, and then I was on the outside, and yeah, that nearly cost me the 3rd position. And then yeah, I had a good run on Miguel, but I could have attempted it, but I didn't want to like try it, push us both off, or push him off and cost him whatever. Do you know what I mean?
It's risky
like,
at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 laps to go at the end of the season in the last race, and I know that he's leading the championship. What if I'd given him a meatball and whatever? And so I didn't really want to risk it unless I felt like if I got past and I had enough fuel and pushed, I could maybe catch Matthias. But that was a big but. Not saying that he's got a big butt, but you know.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I felt good coming down the mountain, and it seems to be where I kept gaining a lot of pace, or time. Not loads, because obviously everyone's really quick and the margins are really small, but I managed to pull back the gap in that section while still saving fuel in that second stint as well. So yeah, overall, I think it's my best race of the entire season, and sod law, it's the last one.
Well, that's what happened last season, right? Because this was your best race. You won it by a country mile last season. You were like 10 seconds ahead of everybody, weren't you, or something It was a ridiculous win. It suits you, this track, massively, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I say, it's my favourite track. I absolutely love it. I always have done, and I always will do. We did the Bathurst 12 hours. Yeah, obviously it's different cars, but that was in the wet, so I kind of knew if it, like I say, if it would rained, I knew, where to go and where not to go, kind of thing. Especially, and it's easier to drive it in these cars than it is a GT3 car.
Right.
For me personally, anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just confident in general, and I think that showed him my pace and the way the car was, and like Wobbly and I worked together really well. So thanks to him for that as well. And yeah, overall it was just a really good race. The fact that we did what, an hour and 20, and the top four were separated by what, 2 and a bit seconds was it at the end? Like, that's just mental.
Yeah, so 2.7 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, like it just shows like the talent that is in here, and when you race, you have to bring your A game, otherwise you can end up in 15th, like I have done numerous times this season, and I'm only like a couple of tenths off, the fastest times, or maybe 3 or 4 tenths off the fastest times at the start of the season. I was really bad. So, yeah, it's been an incredible season. Yeah, there's been some ups and downs, but with that many people and some of the tracks we've raced, overall, I don't think it's been that bad, and everyone's been pretty much well behaved in general, and anyone that hasn't has been told off. And I think says a lot about you guys that we finished the last race with, what was it, 36 cars?
Yeah, 36.
On a track that a lot of people might not want to do because they don't like it, and I appreciate that, and an endurance race when really no one's really got much to, some people might not have much to fight for, but they turn up and do it because the racing that you get up and down the field is, on the best days, some of the best racing I've ever done anywhere. So that's kudos to you guys and the guys that race here. So pat yourself on the back at the end of another successful season. Like, shout out to Miguel for absolutely smashing it, and it's been hectic at the front. I mean, I've not been there this season much, so yeah, no, it's been fun. I really enjoyed that race, the strategy, and then just the pace and pushing, and such a good track to race on when you've got people that good that can, push you all the way. And I hope everyone felt like they were in a race there, because I know I do.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's all about the community, isn't it? Me and Alan formed that community. It's Alan's last broadcasting race, officially anyway. Hopefully he'll join us for some spot ones throughout next season. But yeah, it's the community that makes the league, and you've been part of it for a very, very long time. Others drift in, drift out. Some return every other season. Sounds like Miguel's going to potentially return the season after the next one.
Yeah.
Maybe the same for James Holman. We'll have to see what happens with all the different teams. It's that's part of what these private leagues or independent leagues are all about. But you're right. You learn how to race against the people around you in these leagues, and that's what makes the community. That's what makes the people turn up and watch it week in, week out. Brothers, sisters, mothers, partners, whatever. They're all there to watch this spectacle of brilliant racing, regardless of which of the classes it is. And you're a pinnacle of that. I don't know what your plans are for next season, but season 20 will appear on the screens very, very shortly, once we've got a little bit of coding done in the background. It'd be good to see Spencer back with us. I know he has quite a challenging work schedule, doesn't he? So and he's rebuilding houses every 5 minutes, isn't he? So it's probably difficult for him to get 5 minutes to race. But it'd be great to see Spencer back with us. That'd be good.
Yeah, hopefully he'll, even if it's more towards the end of the season, hopefully he'll be in and about. I've not really spoke to him much because obviously he's been super busy. So yeah, it'd be nice to attempt to win that teams championship, because for all the seasons I've done, I've still not managed to win that teams championship.
Did you not win it with Spectre?
No, because
really? Wow.
When we did TCR and GT4, it was an overall thing. So Jamie and Simon used to win that nearly all the time, even though of the TCR cars we had the most points. So I've never won it, and I thought, this season I've got Spencer, Sam, And then I was like, oh no. But obviously, it's I'm not overly fussed. It just would be nice to get that because I've never got that. And I think I joined. I want to say halfway through season. I was going to say 4, but maybe it was like 5 or 6.
No, I think 5 is probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because it was hard. I think I did the last 4 seasons. Last 4 race of one season, and then that was it full time. I think I've only took 1 season out for a break. Which I think everyone needs.
You've got to. It becomes too much. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly, like I say, this season when it's been so hyper competitive, and a tenth of a second can bump you up 3 or 4 places in qualifying. I think tonight was my best qualifying of the entire season. We're on race 12 of 12. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or round 12 of 12. So, again, that says a lot for the depth of the quality that's been around this season. Some really fast guys, and I've raced with. Thruxton was a great race, but I had a drive. I think I've had more drive-throughs in this season than I have every other season combined.
Really?
I'm sure I've had at least 3, maybe 4 drive-throughs just through off tracks, plus people putting me off multiple times or just nudging me. But with close racing, that's going to happen, and sometimes it does annoy you, but other times you're just like, whatever, because it's the same for them as well. So.
The first 4 races of any season are always a bit of a gamble, aren't they? Because everybody's getting familiar with racing against one another and knowing how much they can push and stuff.
Yeah, like I say, we had, I would say this season we've had the most new drivers, whereas I'd say a couple of seasons we've had a few people jump in here and there, and when there's only 2, 3, 4 people, then it's a bit easier for them to integrate themselves in, like you say. However, if you've got 14 or 15 brand new drivers to a league, it's just gonna be a bit of a weird place for everyone to get used to each other, and like everyone's got to earn that respect, and people race other people how they race them. So sometimes it's their own fault if that's happening because that's how they want to race, whereas sometimes it's easier just to I'll just give a bit extra space. But I've found that a lot of them towards the end of the season have done that because they've just figured it out. So inherently it's not a bad thing. It happens in real life all the time. Do you know what I mean? So
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's fine. It's been a great season, successful. Again, shout out to you. I know it's not an easy thing, and it's your time that you do and take up. We bug you and annoy you and stuff. So appreciate you. And again, massive shout out to Alan, who's been around for forever.
Yeah.
And it'd be sad to see him go, but again, understandable why. So yeah, just say massive thanks to him and to you and Sam and everyone else that helps along putting it together and keeping it so that we're here and putting the effort of broadcasting it, because we could do this and it not be broadcasted, but it's great for all of us to watch it back, and it gives us an incentive. Because I don't know about anyone else, but when I make a move on the track, I'm like, I can't wait to watch that back. I hope Pete got it, and then you don't get it, but
yeah, that's part of BSTV.
That's the fun of it, and that's why we're here. So again, I just want to say a massive shout out to you guys for giving your time to do this and putting it on and messing about and having a website and and the V8s as well. Just everything. Thanks to you and thanks to Alan.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we very much hope you join us for season 20 and all the seasons in the future. It's always a pleasure to have you in the booth. The luckiest man with the luckiest underpants I've ever known in anywhere, not just
not
racing.
This season.
Man,
come on.
It's been pretty lucky. Your brother ran away with all the luck tonight. What did he end up doing? Up 12 places. That's
17,
obscene.
I think,
Yeah, he had a great night.
And he was telling me, I've had the rubbish. It's rubbish. I'm like, you finished 17th.
Rubbish is rubbish. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's done really well.
Proud of him.
Yeah, totally right. And that pride is well deserved. We look forward to seeing you racing with us whenever that is next. The season 20 will go up very shortly on the next few days.
I'll be back in the Honda, don't you worry.
I was thinking, I was going to bring that up, but I didn't want you to cry. The number 1 slot will stay open next season unless Miguel actually signs up to do some races. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's been a pleasure watching you race yet again, and we'll see you this time next season, hopefully. Stephen Lucky Wookie Walker.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Right, next up into the booth, we're going to grab, before he disappears on us, Mr. Chris Young. Good evening.
Howdy.
Howdy. How are you doing? It's been a while since you've been in the booth, I think.
First time.
First time? I thought we'd had you in the booth once before. No, maybe not. Clearly not. In that case, welcome to the booth. There's only me in the booth. Alan has excused himself from the booth because it's his last broadcast and he was getting a little bit emotional, just like I was. But congratulations on multiple fronts. Let's start with the smallest of the accolades, which is well done on tonight's position. Top Pro-Am car over the line in 11th overall. You managed to stick around your qualifying position, which in a field as strong as this, where you are holding, I mean, you've got a 4,691 I rating, and you were in the middle of, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do 3 in front and 3 behind, 6,800, 5,300, 5,000, then you, then 5,300, 5,900, and 5,700. Now do you feel proud about it?
Yeah.
Absolutely you do. Where in the States are you from?
Florida.
Florida, okay. The land of, well, at the minute, or more recently, lots of storms and stuff. You seem to be battered on a yearly basis at the moment, don't you?
Yeah. I remember last season I was going to do Silverstone, but then my power went out from the hurricane.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, actually, you messaged me on that one, didn't you? And said you're having ridiculous storms. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully they'll not plague you for a period of time. And then let's go for the big accolade. Congratulations on running away with the Pro-Am Championship. You'll have to send me your address on a private DM so that I can send you your certificate. You don't get a wood trophy for that one. Only for winning the championship overall or being part of the team championship. But yeah, for RD Simsport 3, you have been an absolute ambassador for safe driving, clean driving, high-performing driving. You have been reliable all year. Talk us through where you got your speed from in this TCR car.
So last season was the first season I started driving TCRs, and that was because of Daniel Mills.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, cool.
So me and him used to play a different game together. It was a moto game, which we come from a moto background.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got a wheel, Logitech, and then just started driving TCRs. And then this season, everyone on RD, James, Greg, Martin, Shirley, and everyone else has been helping me improve little by little through the season, which have helped a lot with my consistency, which was my biggest problem at the start, where I could go fast, but I would just crash.
Yeah.
Which that has improved a lot.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, we've had drivers like you, or rather, we've had drivers describe what you're describing over the many seasons. We've been doing this now since as BSTV since 2020, as VAESC, which is one of our other leagues, since like 2014. So we're nine years, is that? Yeah, 9 years in. And we had a guy called Chris Jackson who ended up getting called Crash Jackson for a while. He was super fast, but he used to bin it as well. As much as he won, he would crash. And he just had an epiphany one year and then stopped crashing and only won and ran away with the series for like 3 seasons. And you know, you're describing that similar sort of journey, and it starts in the middle of the field, and that's where you are right now. You'll if you return to us, which I really hope you do, you will move up into that Pro Series that we've got running, and we'll see what RD Simsport want to do with their teams, but we welcome you back and all of RD Simsport. You completely embody everything that we want out of drivers and teams, that fair spirit, that sportsmanship. You're super fast, all of you in your individual pursuits, and you none better than others in that Pro-Am Championship. So, who do you want to shout out to first of all before we let you talk about anything else? Who's made your season? Who's embellished everything that you've achieved on track? Whether that's people in the background, your family, your friends, or people on track that have helped you out.
Yeah. So first, I would like to thank Rob for bringing me on, and then that has helped me learn many different techniques that Daniel has even learned from. And then also Renee. It was super fun racing with Renee week to week, and we were really close from the start to the end. Which I think one round we were within a point with like 2 weeks left. And also like to thank one of my friend Tommy Patel. He's raced a couple times here, but can't make it because of work. And
Are you responsible for him, are you? Because he's always on the chat.
I talk to him daily, pretty much.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, just everyone else on RD has helped a lot.
Awesome stuff, and very well said. Yeah, like I say, return to us. You'll definitely be in the Pro Series next season. You've established yourself very, very strongly in this BSTV league. It'll be season 20 when we return, and you've contributed fantastically to the entertainment of this season. It's like you say, you were so close with Renee. With a couple of race weeks to go, it was nail biting stuff in that Pro-Am Championship, and you are critical to that because you're one half of that equation. What a fantastic talent you are to be in here and part of the RD team, part of the BSTV family now in the community, and you're very, very welcome. It's been great having you here. Yeah. Hopefully you'll join us, and we will welcome you with open arms. I can only say congratulations yet again for your running away with the championship. Send me your address on a private DM, and I'll send you out your certificate. Chris Young, everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Right, there he is. I thought he might turn up again. I thought he might return to the booth mid conversation, hopefully, but not quite. Rob Sutherland, good evening.
Good evening, chaps. Right, or solo, because there's no Mr. Toon.
No, he's excused himself for reasons of overwhelming emotional volume. But yes, you've done. We spoke earlier in the season. Should we move you up into Pro-Am? Should we not? I think the right decision was made to leave you in Am. It's certainly given everybody behind you something to aim for, and in the end, going into the last race, it was kind of just over 100 points, which sits right. But we're gonna have to move you up next season. Hopefully, RD will return to us with as many teams as you can put forward, because as I've said to all of your drivers that joined me in the booth this particular evening, you embody everything in terms of racing spirit and sportsmanship that BSTV have prided themselves upon attracting for 9 years. Well, 4 officially, but 9 overall.
Thank you, Pete. Nice words. Yeah, however many drivers come back next season, that won't be at the expense of BSTV. You guys put on a fantastic league. You are de facto the strongest TCR league in iRacing at the moment. I think that'll be roughly down to, I should think primarily down to the TCR schedule, to be honest with you, and that's not determined by yourself. That's determined by the TCR community, and it's not a strong schedule. We would have been in with bigger numbers last season, to be fair, if the schedule was better. And I think some of the guys probably got a little bit of life to commit to a 12-week schedule.
Yeah, totally right. Totally right.
Yeah, I'm starting a new job, so I don't know what I'll be doing yet, but we'll whip the guys up. It's been a blessing this season, really, because you get a little bit of a wave going where people see you're having fun. People want to join in that fun, so we end up having to get a purple car in, and then we end up having to get a team in. So
it's grown arms and legs for you, really, hasn't it? I've never known a season where any team has submitted four teams. That's remarkable. We have XVR and V8s that submit 3 teams. We've got NQR that submit 3 teams. The 4 is the first. This is the first season I've seen 4. So thank you to you and to RD Simsport. You're absolutely right. The tracks that get submitted by the iRacing community for TCR will dictate who turns up, and the popularity of the TCR League. We do follow the officials because it serves everybody's officials practice and their competitiveness in getting their I ratings up. To do so, it's a very popular choice to do that. But if the tracks are rubbish, then yeah, it's going to put people off. You're absolutely right. And if you've got like private life stuff like you've just described you've got next season, I don't expect the same contribution. But you're more than welcome to join for as many or as few races as you can do. It's like I say, it's been an absolute pleasure to have your team, or teams rather, contribute to our season. We've got to decide where I'm going to send my wood for you to stroke. Which address
I don't
it
think
goes
I'm getting
to
any
for
wood, mate. I think that's all going to Holman, I think.
Is it really? Okay.
Holman's the Woodmeister.
Yeah, okay. I'll send it on to James, and he needs to send me his details on a private DM.
He's fairly easy, man. He's in Ireland at the minute.
Oh, okay.
In Coventry, so you can it can officially be sent to Coventry.
Oh, okay.
Which is the thing. So yeah, and Martin's. Well, don't even bother sending Martin one. He didn't. He quit halfway through.
He did, yeah. He'd had enough halfway. But no, it's fantastic, and you've done so well to secure that AM class.
Easy. I'll be honest with you.
No.
We've got there's no surprise that there's 2 WIVRA qualified teams in the top 2. There's no surprise that there's 3 in the top 5. Geodesic very strong. They dropped away. Impulse would have been a lot closer if Wobbly hadn't have jumped ship.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Which was tragic, really. It was shocking, but there you go. So it's been really, really strong. And ADX, I think they came in like round 2, 3 or something, didn't they?
Yeah. They didn't show up in big numbers till later. Yeah.
They will win things.
Yeah.
If they come back next season after. So they've been fantastic. They've been a bit rough on track sometimes, but when you speak to them, when you hear them, you think, oh, okay, so everything's sorted. It's all right. They're such nice guys, and it's a real. I think that this league brings out that kind of aspect of people. They just enjoy being here, and you see the best side of them.
Yeah, thank you for your kind comments about the league, about BSTV. First and foremost, we are race fans and racing fans, and second of all, we're community people. So the racing is it's almost a tertiary aspect to it, for me at the very least. Like I say, it's been brilliant having RD and you guys part of this series, part of this league, part of this community. You will always be welcome back whenever that is. Anybody you want to shout out to personally before we let you go?
This will be a long list, I'm afraid, Pete.
No, go for it. As many as you need.
And a sip of whiskey. Thanks to the guys in AM, especially like Daniel Lewis, Paul Hurley, Silas Goebel. I'm going to miss a few out probably, but Kurt as well. He didn't turn up anywhere near enough. He was ridiculously quick when he did show up. Andrew Littler, Chris Dixon, Fee as well. It's a really good class. And personally, I'm really interested in all those guys coming back next season because I can see all of them getting quicker. I can see them getting more consistent, and I think the AM Championship next season is going to be absolutely mega. David Ayres, how can I forget David Ayres, who's been fantastic this season. Those guys as well. Thanks to the team as well. So a little bit more information about the guys. Obviously, Martin Shirley because he's been here a couple of seasons now.
Yep.
And obviously we've got Greg as well. Greg's first league. I think Holman touched on it earlier. It's been great to have him bring his French flair into the team.
I was going to say he speaks very good English for a Frenchman.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? And also Dan Mills as well. We picked obviously Dan Mills up. This is his second time he's run this league. And he's been fantastic as a teammate. He did a lot more rounds than I thought he would do, and I think a lot of that is again tribute to yourself really, and how the league's run and how the kind of the vibe was within the team. And obviously Chris, like I don't know if you realise he's a young kid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's getting up crack of dawn in America, and he's still at school as well. So I mean, at his age, I was never waking up that early, to be absolutely honest with you. I barely do now. So fantastic to him as well. And Callum Brandt, never driven a TCR or hardly ever driven a TCR before this season, just jumped in last minute. I think he's even won a race as well.
Yes, yeah.
Which was like, yeah, that kind of caught us a little bit. and Holman and the guys, Tommy Patel as well, who's a pool boy over in America. So we've watched a lot of documentaries about him in the past. When he's saying he's not around, he's fixing the pool. We're like, yep, we need pictures and videos. And all the other guys as well. And obviously to yourselves, Alan Toon, he sets the pace here for us, really, when we're watching the broadcast back. When you kind of suss what kind of league this is when you go into it, you just listen to Alan Toon, the way he explains things, and kind of like, yeah. So thanks to him, and it's his last one as well. We're all off to France in the summer, to Le Mans, for a kart race, and we're going to take some whiskey over as well, and we're just going to tip one back for you boys as well while we're out there. I think.
Please do.
I think that'll be the proper meet-up between all of us, I think, as well. So, those guys, and obviously yourself and Alex as well for organising, because he does a lot behind the scenes, as well as Wobbly. Thanks, Wobbly, for doing the hosts as well on the practice sessions. Monday as well. It's been a really nice vibe. So thanks to all those guys.
Great stuff. Hope to see you again racing with us in the not too distant future. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your teams with us. Rob Sutherland, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Right, next up will be... Oh, Christ, I can't even press the buttons anymore. Chris Dixon, good evening. Is Chris there? Chris, are you with us? Oh, he's there. Yeah, right, excellent. Okay, all the way from, 8 miles away from where I live. It's... As a close to a quite competitive season for you, it's been a drama, hasn't it? In terms of AMA standings, you went into this round in 4th. I think you're going to end up in 5th because Paul Hurley has possibly. Well, you only had 1 point on him.
I know. And Silas wasn't much in front of me.
No, he wasn't. It was so close in the AM class standings. I think you're going to end up in 5th place. But that's still, it's a 13-car field in that series this season. So you should hold your head up high. Rob Sutherland secured it only in the last race, which shows how competitive that AM Class series has been this season. Tonight it's been a bit of a rough ride. There was an incident going down the Dipper with, was it Pete Van Gool?
Yeah, I must apologise to Pete. I mean, he had a bit of a bad one anyway, because he had a bit of an incident in the pits and that.
He did, yeah.
Then dropped back, and then I was watching him, and I just clipped the inside. Well, I lost it. It was a bit weird, because the way I lost the car and then clipped the inside, and then had no steering, and I hit the brakes, and it sort of shot to the right, so I come off the brakes to try and steer left.
Oh, yeah.
And it just didn't do anything.
Well, he only just tagged you, but it must have been it must have snapped his rear suspension or something.
Yeah, it was a tiny little hit. But I didn't. He was only about a second and a half behind me. I didn't have time to tell him and warn him, and it was just unfortunate. So I do apologise, Pete, if you're listening. But
no, he'll forgive you for that. No worries.
I did apologise in this chat as well.
Yeah,
it's one of them things.
Yeah. But it's been a really good season for you. You're still one of the safest drivers that we've got in the series, and that shows in the standings. Hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you'll be back this time next season for yet another season 20 of this TCR Challenge Cup. I don't know how that suits, because you got daughters dancing and all sorts of stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, but I'm planning on Wednesdays are my only night that I can do something for myself. So
okay.
I will be.
Do it with us
next season.
Yeah, too right. Well, it's as always. You are part of the furniture now. It wouldn't be a season without you. You and Fee. So with that work guard paint scheme, that needs to be well represented in the absence of Alan in the booth. Those are his colours. He tells us week in, week out, and he's very, very proud of them. So we hope to see you and Fee in this booth, talking to us each time that you contribute. This time in season 20, there's a team championship going as well, so you're gonna want a bit of that. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go at the end of this season 19?
Yeah, just a general everybody who yourself and Alan have putting the show on, and all the people in the background, and all the drivers and everyone who's watching. Couldn't go on without all of us, and especially you. So, yeah, thank you very much, and we will see you next season.
Yeah, awesome stuff. It's like you do well in the booth, to be honest, with sentences like that. That's really good. In that case, we look forward to seeing you on track in those wonderful and resplendent colours this time next season. Chris Dixon, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
And then it would not be an interview area without Fee in her usual slot. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Just me tonight, Fee. Alan's bowed out because of emotional reasons. It's again, we saw you on track, fighting it out, and also showing everybody how, as a backmarker, and there's a few of us out there, me being one of them, we've got a responsibility to a race as well, and we saw you step to one side but stay on the racing line and be predictable. You do it very, very well, and it is a skill, it's a talent, it's the ability not to panic when there's these super fast mutants that are flying towards you. You handle yourself brilliantly tonight, and I know you like this track. It suits you, doesn't it?
Oh, I love this track. It's one of the best tracks on the server. It's great to drive it. I was saying to Chris while we was waiting to come up, when you're getting lapped, it's very easy to overthink things and cause problems, which when I first joined the league, I did a lot, and I think I've improved.
You
better at it.
Ridiculously better. All right, not every race goes the right way for anybody, does it? So you end up sometimes sat in the pits. Sometimes you say, "Well, it's not worth me carrying on. I'll quit out for this one." But those events have reduced and reduced and reduced over the course of time. And yourself and Chris are ambassadors for that Safe Driver Award. You're both up there. You were duking it out for that championship at one point. You both turn up. Those work guard colours are absolutely, as I said to Chris, part of the furniture now. Alan wouldn't have it any other way because it's his team. It's a fantastic pairing that we've got between you and Chris at the moment. We need to find you a third racer though, don't we, really?
Yeah, hopefully Andy gets back. Hopefully he can find the time to come and race with us again.
Yeah, he's a busy boy though, isn't he?
He was going to race tonight, but he's just built a new PC and he didn't get it up and running in time to get any laps. So he decided to sit it out.
Well, hopefully he can join us for a few more, but he is a busy boy, and yes, he's just generated himself a brand new PC, and we know how easy that can be, right? When it starts to argue with you about what access you've got to various different programs, and sound cards don't necessarily work, and GPUs are arguing with you about what resolution you're supposed to be running, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's been an exciting season. This is probably the most populated season any of us have seen. What's it been like in terms of being in the, and you'll forgive me for the terminology, but in the lower order? It's just as competitive back there, and you've got the added problem of all these fast guys coming through. It can't have been easy this season.
No, I think it's the hardest class in it because the others are that much faster than we are. We are battling with ourselves.
Yeah.
And we're also trying to let them through without losing touch of your own battle.
Yeah, well, I've been in the same situation as you because I'm not the fastest racer on the planet. I know that is a massive shock for some people to hear. But you've got three things going on, in my opinion. You've got your own races to run. You've got the super fast guys coming through. And then you've got the guys that have had incidents and are super fast that are then making their way back through the field in order to, recover, in inverted commas, their own races. It is a busy bit of track where you guys are, because I have been there. And my respect goes out to yourself and to Chris and to Andrew and to Paul and to Silas and all the others, Rob. Deck Crowther, because you have to put up with 3 lots of people each. So utter respect to you. Hopefully you'll be back with Chris, with Andrew, to race with us for season 20.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I think you should have a special piece of wood made for Alan for services to the com box.
Right, okay. It's funny you should mention that, because I may have already considered that. But I didn't want to say too much.
No.
But yeah, he's going to get his whiskey.
Have you got anybody to...
Yeah, it's been quite good actually in terms of offers. It looks like it's going to be Jay Corley and Roger Morton that join me in the booth for season 20.
I was going to say, I just sat the season out and joined you to give you time to find somebody.
I like seeing you on track, Fee, but you are more than welcome. As I said when you were in your recovery state from your operation, you can join in this booth whenever you wish to. There will be no restriction on that. You contribute brilliantly when you're in here,
I definitely want to race, but I mean, Backfire Simsport's now part of my family, so to help it out, if you were struggling to find anybody, I'd have missed the season and done it.
Well,
found somebody to fill in. But...
Yeah. Well, sister, thank you for that offer, and. Even if you don't feel like racing one night, you are more than welcome to join us in the booth. Your insights, particularly from where you race in the field, totally different to a lot of the people that we interview on a regular basis, and insightful, interesting, and it adds absolute value for those racers out there that are either struggling to get on to pace, struggling to figure out where they fit into the series. Or just want to improve. Your racing has improved magnificently since we started. Same as Chris, same as Andrew. I know Andrew takes a rig on tour with him, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He's dedicated.
He is really dedicated. It's one of those things that people don't appreciate. He literally is a turtle. He takes his rig with him, sets it up wherever he is, hotel, truck, whatever, and gets racing. And masses of respect to him for that. Anybody you want to shout out to before we bring a close to this season?
Yeah, everybody who's made the season, working in the background, sorting things out. You and Alan, especially Alan, since his last one tonight. We're going to miss him. It's not going to be the same without him, and I wish him well.
Awesome stuff. Keep it nice and simple for the last race of the season. It's always a pleasure to have you in the booth in your unusual interview spot, and even more of a pleasure to see you on track racing, enduring what you have to put up with from all those pesky fast drivers. Fiona Siddons, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
So, folks, that brings us to the end of season 19. We look towards Miguel Freitas as the pinnacle of success for this season. What a fantastic race and series of races he drove. We are looking to choose someone out of the crowd who really does stand out in this season, and I think in this race I should say. We've got a 4-horse race, all RD Simsport races, funnily enough. I don't know, it's one of those situations where, James Holman's up there on 3 points, Greg Daffron is on there. He's put up a lot of me pretending he's French and all that. Rob Sutherland, and then Chris Young. I like Chris Young's attitude. He as referred to, he's quite a young driver, young by name, young by nature, but he's held himself together really professionally. I am going to give my vote to Chris Young tonight. He's held his head together to bring home that Pro-Am victory with youthful years, probably not a great deal of experience in the TCR car. It's not exactly the most American thing to drive. He's from Florida. His internet crapped out during a hurricane. I can only, imagine the amount of elevated maturity he's had to call upon tonight in order to achieve what he's done. It could have so easily been thrown away and handed to Rene Earhart or whoever it was that was in third place there. But he hasn't let that happen. My vote is going to go to Chris Young tonight, and that means, in the absence of anything from Alan, he will take home the Driver of the Meeting Award for season 19. So well done to Chris Young for achieving that accolade on top of everything else that he's achieved along the way. So folks, season 20 will be available by the weekend for everybody to sign up to. Thanks to everybody that joined us in the chat. Thanks to everybody that rocked up and raced. Anybody that joined us in the booth, because you were all fantastic. I don't remember a bad interview. I don't remember a bad commentator this season. It's been brilliant. It's been a struggle at times for me. It's difficult doing certain things or a lot of things on your own. But I have had the support of this community. The likes of Jamie Wilson, the likes of Alex Savillano-Ledo, Alan Toon, a whole bunch of other people, and now Jay Corley, Roger Morton, you heard Fee and her offer. They're all out there. This is a racing community, folks, and I love it. I would not leave it for a minute. I look forward to seeing you all this time, next season, in a fortnight's time, and it'll be a fantastic place to be. Good evening, folks. It's been a pleasure. And in the words of Alan Toon, big chord.